BYU, Arizona. Next.
Every home game in the Bob Stoops era has been a sellout, and tonight is no different as Oklahoma opens up their 112th season of college football. Tonight from Norman, Oklahoma, TBS Saturday Night College Football presented by Orbitz kicks off now. First game of our doubleheader tonight in Norman under drizzle, cloudy skies. It's UAB taking on the Sooners of Oklahoma. Hello again, everybody. Along with Charles Davis, I'm Ron Thulin, welcoming you back to college football here on TBS. Let's get right to Oklahoma. After spring practice, everybody was talking about a possible national championship for the Sooners. Then their quarterback, Rhett Bomar, gets dismissed from the team, and everybody starts writing him off a bit premature. But if it would have happened in the spring, would it be an issue now?
No, it would not, because we wouldn't be discussing it in the terms that we are. And the good thing is that Oklahoma has a guy who is experienced at the quarterback position. Paul Thompson is coming back from the wide receiver spot to take over this team, a well-respected leader, and he doesn't have to be a superstar, just a game manager, because the superstar dots the I for Oklahoma, the best running back in the country. Adrian Peterson. He will carry the ball early and often, 30 to 35 times if he has his way. And if he touches it that often, Oklahoma will be in business, not only in the Big 12, but nationally.
Well, of course, UAB has their hands full, especially tonight, because their best defensive player, defensive end Larry McSwain, has been suspended for the game for violating team rules. And then on the other side of the football, Watson Brown for 3 years has been a pass-first, run-second kind of guy. Flip-flops this year, but he's doing it with an unsettled quarterback situation.
Yes, that's because Darrell Hackney has gone on to the NFL. Nearly 10,000 yards passing, 71 touchdowns. So he's got to go to guys who use their legs first. He has 4 good tailbacks, but these quarterbacks will split time. Chris Williams, who has started before, Sam Hunt, a transfer. The guy who plays best early will finish the ball game, and they must run the ball effectively to have a chance to beat Oklahoma tonight.
It's tough at home because Oklahoma's 41-2 in the Bob Stoops era here in Norman. But, of course, one of those losses came last year against TCU in the home opener. A fresh start for Paul Thompson and a fresh start for the newest member of our broadcast team, our host throughout the season.
History of college football combine the size, speed, and quickness of Adrian Peterson. At strength and agility, he is unsurpassed. His workouts include leaping atop a 42-inch box while holding an 80-pound dumbbell in each hand. OU's Director of Sports Enhancement, Jerry Schmidt, says he accomplishes things he did not think were humanly possible. You know the saying, more powerful than a locomotive, faster than a speeding bullet, able to leap tall buildings in a single bound, look on the ground, look in the end zone. It's Adrian Peterson. Right?
Or it could be you, Sakes. You notice he didn't try to lift anything. Well, UAB won the toss, and they decided to defer, which kind of surprised us because they want to control the clock, but Oklahoma's going to get it. Swayze Waters will kick it off. Joaquin Iglesias, Reggie Smith back for the Sooners. Expecting a little bit of drizzle tonight. Looks like it stopped momentarily.
Big surprise to defer the kickoff and give Oklahoma the ball first. If I'm UAB.
And we are underway, the opening game of the 2006 season, and it is a short kick. Reggie Smith, the talented youngster, heads out to the outside, gets over the 20, up to about the 22-yard line. Now, the Oklahoma offense, very balanced last year, only 1 yard separated passing and running, but they had fewest yards since 1999. And of course, the quarterback we talked about, Paul Thompson, 6'4", 214. Charles, he runs a 4.5. This guy is no slouch.
He's ultra talented, and when he came to Oklahoma, many thought he would win the quarterback position as a youngster. He's well respected, an old head on a young body.
Peterson alone in the backfield. 2 wide receivers to the left of the Sooners. Joe John Finley, the tight end, in motion. Peterson picks up a quick 6 as he scampers over the right side. Let's take a look at tonight's starting lineups, brought to you by Red Lobster. The offensive line for the Sooners, 4 sophomores, the old man of the group. Chris Messner, left tackle. He's a co-captain, the only returning starter. And, of course, we saw Adrian Peterson run the ball, but when they throw it, look for Malcolm Kelly. He is a solid receiver. He led the team in receptions last season. Pickup of 7 on the play. 2nd and 3 now for Oklahoma. This time, breaking through is Orlandis King, the linebacker. And let's take a look at our Red Lobster lineups again. The UAB defense, 6 starters return with McSwain out. Jermaine McElveen will be back from 2 years of injuries. He's going to have to anchor that line. Linebackers, Orlandis King, preseason All-Conference USA, and in the secondary where the question marks are, they do have a big play guy, and that comes in the form of Kevin Sanders.
First passing down of the game for Paul Thompson and put him in shotgun to begin.
Loss of 3 on the carry by Peterson. 3 wide receiver set. Thompson has the time. Quick look-ins. Got the first down and 2 to spare. Ball's loose. But the Sooners have it up at the 35-yard line.
Like the call by Kevin Wilson, the offensive coordinator. He wants to make easy throws for Paul Thompson early. Nice route by Fred Strong. Gets inside, drives towards the football, secures the catch, and gets upfield for the first down.
1st and 10 from the 35 for the Sooners. UAB shows 5 on the line. Thompson, quick 2-step drop, throws it in the flat, back to Strong, and he is right at another first down. The sophomore out of Austin, Texas, Stephen F. Austin High School, pickup of 11.
The way they've come out throwing the football is twofold positive for Oklahoma. Number 1, short drops, quick passes. It helps the offensive line. You don't have to hold the block very long. It helps Paul Thompson. He gets rid of the ball quickly. Short distances, easy completions.
2nd first down for the Sooners on their opening drive. Peterson. Penalty flag gets thrown. He picks up about 1 on the play. Orlandis King, the senior out of Layton, Alabama. Also out of Northeast Mississippi Community College on the stop. And the Sooners, who had problems with penalties last year, had almost 72 yards a game for Bob Stoops. Uncharacteristic 72 yards a game for a Bob Stoops team.
Holding on the offense, number 72. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. Repeat, first down.
Let's take a look at tonight's Orbit's Fast and Easy keys to the game. First of all, the Sooners.
In Paul, we trust the quarterback, a well-respected team leader. AP all day. Adrian Peterson running the football all day. Set the rules on defense. If you're Oklahoma, you can't let UAB's offense run the ball and dictate to them.
First down and 20. Matt Clapp, Adrian Peterson in the I formation. Peterson again, looking for some running room. Able to pick up about 2 or 3 on the play. Let's take a look at the keys for UAB.
Well, for them, it's reverse offense to begin. We talked about that at the top, going from being a throwing team to a running team. Beat the clock. They want to shorten the game, get it to the 4th quarter. And introducing Jermaine McElveen, number 98, and Kevin Bam Sanders, number 21. 2 players that they need on defense to create big plays and stop Oklahoma.
Of course, this Sooner offense, new offensive coordinator Kevin Wilson, as Chuck Long made his way to the West Coast, San Diego State. Thompson's 3rd pass of the game has a man open, overthrown, intended for Joaquin Iglesias, a sophomore out of Killeen, Texas. One thing we talked to the coaches about, Charles, is that when Charles Thompson gets going, he can be good, but he does have a touch of being a bit streaky.
Well, part of that is to be expected. Remember, he took snaps at the quarterback position all of last year, even after he moved to wide receiver. But in the spring, he became a wide receiver full-time. As he told all of us, I'm all in at receiver. He didn't become a quarterback full-time again till the start of fall camp. So let's give him an opportunity to get settled in and make some throws. 3rd
down at 18. This was the Achilles heel of this UAB defense last year. Opponent's 45% conversion rate. Thompson into the flat, off the hands of Adrian Peterson, who said he wanted to have about 500 yards receiving this year. Didn't get that one, and the Sooners are going to be forced to kick it away.
Terrific opening sequence for UAB on defense. Once they got Oklahoma into long yardage, they were able to make them throw it short, and that gave them an opportunity, even if Adrian Peterson makes the catch, to come up with a number of white shirts around him and probably make the tackle and force the punt. Exactly what Larry Christoffel, the defensive coordinator, was looking for from his Blazers.
New snapper, new punter for Oklahoma. Michael Cohen, a junior college transfer. Sanders backs up to the 14. Good coverage by Oklahoma. He is corralled as a penalty flag is thrown. Maybe face mask. 48 yards on the kick. Let's see what the penalty is going to be. It's going to be against the Blazers.
I know you're surprised to get our first illegal block on a kick play of the season.
Yeah, really.
On the return, number 6, block in the back, half the distance to the goal, first down.
Carnell Williams, a backup defensive back, right to the right of your screen. Looked to me like he was just right behind him.
Yeah.
I'm not sure that was enough for the penalty, but it was called.
Yeah, Chris Williams, the senior, gets the first start. They'll use 2 tonight. He's a backup for 3 years. Has only thrown 93 passes so far in his career.
His first start in his career was at Georgia, so he knows about this type of atmosphere.
And the Oklahoma defense is stout as they stack up Dan Burks. Once again, our Red Lobster starting lineups. Let's take a look at that UAB starting lineup. On the line, 4 starters are back. Julius Wilson, 3-year starter at right tackle, is the bell cow. They're going to be using 3 running backs, all different styles. We just saw one of them. Corey White will also see some action. He is the power runner of the 3.
And look at how short UAB sets up with their huddle to the line of scrimmage. Almost the old Sam Weish when he was with the Bengals, the attack huddle. Ready to turn, snap the ball at a moment's notice.
There's some movement. Penalty flag is thrown. And it's going to go against UAB again. So Watson Brown, who took this team into Division I. This is his 12th season. Of course, he's the brother of Mac Brown.
All start, number 64 on the offense. Half the distance, second down.
As Tommy Keys, this is his first time as a true starter. He won the job in the spring, beating out Quentin Harris. So he's probably got to get a little settled too. You know how excited UAB must be. And this is not an easy assignment, starting what they call backed up inside their 10-yard line to begin.
Second down and 14. Ball sitting right on the 3-yard line. This Oklahoma defensive front might be the best in college football. 3 running backs in the backfield. They pick up 2 on the play. As we take a look at our Red Lobster Oklahoma defense starting lineup. Finished 13th in the nation in defense last year. I tell you, this guy is good. C.J. Ayu. He was the Big 12 Defensive Newcomer of the Year. He's anchoring that defensive end spot. The linebacker, how about Mr. Nasty? Rufus Alexander could be OU's 5th Butkus trophy to go in their trophy case. And a secondary much improved. Keep an eye on Reggie Smith, their best cornerback. We'll also see him at wide receiver and also returning kicks tonight. 3rd down and 11 from the 6.
I think they run the ball here, Ron. You don't want to turn it over big early in the ball game.
Burks breaks over the 15. He'll be close to the first down. Looks like he'll be about a yard short. Burks, the senior out of Birmingham, Alabama.
Good call by Watson Brown. Not because it gained the amount of yardage that it did, but because it got them out of the shadow of their end zone, and they'll be able to punt the ball away with no turnover by the offense. You don't want to have Oklahoma capitalize on a big play to start the ball game.
Now standing on about the 1-yard line, UAB is going to have to kick it away with Parker Mullins. Reggie Smith standing back on his own 47-yard line for the Sooners. Good snap, very little pressure, and Smith will have a chance to return this line drive. Gets away from the first wave, look out. Gets away from the second, still on his feet. Crosses the 50 down to the 47-yard line, 41 yards on the kick, 10 on the return. 8:49 left in the opening quarter from Norman, Oklahoma, and we are scoreless. BYU Arizona coming in the second game of our doubleheader, but right now it's number 5 Oklahoma taking on the Blazers of UAB along with Craig Sager and Charles Davis. I'm Ron Thulin, welcoming you to Norman, Oklahoma. Two tight ends now for the Sooners with Joe John Finley and Brody Eldridge. And again, Adrian Peterson in the backfield. Great field position for the Sooners. A little play action. Thompson has a man caught down to the 20-yard line. It's Joe John Finley. You talked about during the commercial, Charles, this is a time for Paul Thompson to be comfortable. We saw it right there.
Great field position. With a threat like Adrian Peterson in the backfield, play action becomes very vital and important for Oklahoma. It's set up perfectly because you figure 28's going to touch it. Play action, get Paul Thompson out of the pocket on the move where he's effective, and Joe John Finley wide open down the middle. A nice striking connection for Paul Thompson.
25 yards on the reception. 22 was his best last year. We'll try it again. Right down the middle. Touchdown, Oklahoma. Joe John Finley with his first touchdown of the year, and Paul Thompson with a touchdown pass. Garrett Hartley will be on to try the extra point. 37 of 38 last year. That was his only miss in his career as the Oklahoma kicker. And he splits the uprights again. Sooners didn't need a whole lot. The second possession of the game. Couple of plays, 46 yards. They lead it 7-0. Joe John Finley out of Arlington, Texas. His dad was a coach. Started a little bit last year. The former high school quarterback gets the touchdown reception, giving Oklahoma the 7-0 lead. What we saw there, too, on the touchdown, Charles, a couple things. Number one, we saw the patience of Paul Thompson, obviously. But number two, I think Rick Ristofel, the defensive coordinator for Watson Brown, said, listen, we need to get our linebackers involved in pass coverage. They weren't involved in there, and that was part of the problem.
Yeah, probably because number 28's in the backfield. They cheated up, took a couple of false steps. And once they came up, Joe John Finley was going by them. Too late to get back into coverage. Thompson hits him perfectly. Oklahoma's up 7-0.
Elliott and Drinkard back for Watson Brown's UAB Blazers. And Garrett Hartley will kick it away for the Sooners. Kind of kicking into just a little bit of a breeze. Breeze coming from your left to right. This is going to be about 7 yards deep in the end zone. Let's take a look at that touchdown again, Charles.
Okay, Joe John Finley's a tight end here. But watch the linebackers here. They move forward. That allows Finley to get into the seam, and the safety vacates. Then Paul Thompson has an easy throw. See how they came forward, cheated up? Safety has middle third coverage. And one of the things you're taught is to make sure that you secure where the best threat is first before you run to that middle section. The free safety out of the way, that allowed Joe John Finley a wide open path towards the end zone.
And Nick Harris has checked in as strong safety for the Sooners. Dan Burks will be the running back, along with Corey White. From the shotgun, they'll use a lot of formations tonight. It is White, left side, nothing doing. Let's check in with Mark Fine, a little Tennessee update. Mark?
Well, yeah, we were told our job here to keep Charles happy. So with that in mind, Eric Ainge to Robert Meacham. Ainge, 2 touchdown passes in the first half. This the first possession of the second half. Bit of a surprise here. Already 28-0 Tennessee, guys.
And, of course, we'll have California next week at home. Strawberry Canyon hosting Minnesota right here on TBS, 7 o'clock Eastern time.
You know, I like that Mark Fine guy.
You're just got tired of Ernie giving you grief every week,
You know,
right?
I had to wear a hat because of Ernie. Had that
right.
Georgia Bulldogs. I like Mark Fine, like him a lot.
They'll try from the shotgun again. 2nd and 10 movement. Speaking of Ernie Johnson, our prayers are best for our man Ernie Johnson as he continues his treatments, his chemo treatments. Ernie, you've been in our prayers. We miss you, brother. Get healthy quickly.
Yes, Ernie. We're thinking about you big time, my man. You notice Chris Williams is back in.
Dead ball, false start, number 78 on the offense, 5-yard penalty, Still second down.
Ron, at the top of the show, we said that UAB will use 2 quarterbacks, Chris Williams and Sam Hunt. Our guess was that Sam Hunt would get the second series of the game, but because UAB started backed up on the first series, I don't think they felt like Chris Williams had a fair shot at it. Ran him back out here for a second series. Would not be surprised to see Sam Hunt get the third series, though, so they can get his feet wet and then start to decide who will quarterback the rest of the game.
Now it's second down at 15. Sooners showing blitz again. This time they back off. Williams up to the 20-yard line. One of the keys for the offense, when you talk to Pat Sullivan and also to Watson Brown of UAB, they've got to get comfortable early, they said, but the big thing, they can't beat themselves. They've got 3 penalties already.
Yeah, when you do that, obviously it puts you behind the chains, down in distance, limit your play calling, especially with quarterbacks who don't have much game experience. What UAB needs is field position in order to run the football and then take some shots downfield to try and loosen up Oklahoma. Right now, they don't have that luxury. That was a quarterback run play all the way on second down. Let's see what they come back with here.
Willie Edwards on the near side, Drinker on the far side. White and Burks in the backfield. On 3rd and 10, up, another penalty flag is thrown. I think it may be delay of game.
Dead ball, delay of game on the offense. 5-yard penalty, repeat, 3rd down.
And UAB had a running play on 3rd and 10. Now they're backed up deeper. Watson Brown, there he is. He's also the play caller. He has a team that's a little jumpy right now. I would be very surprised if the ball's in the air on this 3rd and 15 play. I think he wants to try and settle them down and get out of here without any real danger happening on the offensive end.
This time Corey White, the only man in the backfield. High snap. Williams out in the flat. Sooners converge. White able to get it up over the 20, up to the 22-yard line. Pickup of about 7 on the play. Well short of the first down, and again they'll have to kick it away. Darian Williams on the stop for the Sooners.
It wasn't a running play as I surmised. It was a pass, but that was as close to a run as you can get by putting the ball in the air. Very safe throw, quick swing. The ball wasn't in the quarterback's hands more than, a second? And he got rid of it out to the flat, and they were hoping just to get a little field position to punt the ball away. Mission accomplished.
Parker Mullins will kick it away. Good snap. Nice high kick's going to back up Smith. All the way back to the 24-yard line. Penalty flag thrown already. He's got some running room, and it may be for naught. Crosses midfield down to the 46-yard line, but the penalty flag is down at the 31.
Yeah, it'll come back. Ron Lindy Holmes, number 11, clipped early in the play. Block in the back. See right here. Keep an eye. See right there. He's trying to pull off, but he bumped him. And if they're going to call UAB for the penalty earlier on the same type of a play, you had to throw a flag there against Oklahoma. He was trying to pull off, but he ran into him.
Block in the back. Number 11 on the return. 10-yard penalty from the spot. First down. TV timeout.
We'll take a timeout on the 21-yard line. The Sooners will have it. They lead the ball game on a touchdown.
Only one night left. Don't miss a stunning back-to-back season finale event. 2 shows, 2 unbelievable endings. TNT Monday starting at 9. The closer followed by Saved.
The Oklahoma Sooners with a 7-0 lead. Bob Stoops. Our 1st and 10 line is brought to you by Napa. After the penalty, ball's on the 21-yard line. We may see a healthy dose of Adrian Peterson now. He may have gotten a yard on the play. One of the keys for this UAB team, Charles, I would think, is, okay, you may not be successful offensively, but at least change the field position. They did that because of the penalty, obviously.
Yes.
But what does this do for Oklahoma then?
Well, what it does now is Oklahoma now is a little bit backed up as UAB has been on their first 2 possessions. So you would think now you get a steady diet of number 28, Adrian Peterson. But now the front line, the young, inexperienced offensive line for Oklahoma. John Cooper in the middle, Brandon Walker, George Duke Robinson, Brandon Braxton, Chris Messner. They've got to get down and get some push against the UAB defensive line, who's played well early.
Strong with Iglesias and Kelly to the right. Thompson tucks it and runs. Gets up to about the 29, maybe the 30-yard line before Mustaki Smith brings him down, the senior out of Mobile, Alabama, LaFleur High School. He's on the Butkus watch list.
Hey, Ron, when you're an All-American, you can't just run the ball. Look to the left of your screen, right there. Is that a block by Adrian Peterson? And an effective block, and he stayed after it and put the UAB guy down on his back. We talked to him on Friday, and what did he tell us? I told the guys this year, I came to block. And he took out a couple of his own teammates in a scrimmage. He was very proud of that fact. Excellent block, sprang Paul Thompson on that play.
He went on and on about it yesterday with us. This time AP gets it, gets up over the 35, first down Oklahoma. Well, this UAB defense is quick. They have a lot of starters returning, and 6 of them. But one of the things they wanted to do was take advantage of the team speed and experience. And Rick Christoffel, who was the defensive coordinator earlier back in like 2001, he wanted to simplify things a little bit so players can just play, he said.
Cloudy mind equals slow legs. Guys have to think too much. They can't flow and play. He wanted to make it simple, know your assignments. Now go to the football and make a play.
Thompson tries to play action again, throws it out of the flat. Good-looking pass caught by Fred Strong, his 3rd reception. He'll be about 2 yards short of the first down. A lot of people were questioning Paul Thompson's arm strength, especially after last year's game. He had a little zip on that ball.
He did. Now watch the route at the top. Fred Strong, all he's doing is going near the first down marker and setting up. I don't think he was the primary guy. I think inside Joaquin Iglesias was the primary guy. He got knocked off of his route. So Paul Thompson went to the secondary guy. But already we're seeing the evolution of the offense with Paul Thompson. Him getting outside the pocket and making throws.
Clapping Peterson to the I formation. Thompson, whoop, throws it complete up to the 50 to the 47-yard line. And Joe John Finley again. What a throw by Paul Thompson. How he got that off. Joe Henderson was on the stop, or was actually putting the pressure on him. How he got that off, Charles.
And listen to the roar from the crowd. Not just because this is a good play, but let's be honest, Ron, how many people wearing Sooner red came to this game tonight wondering how they were going to see Paul Thompson play? The last time they saw him at quarterback, he really struggled, and they lost a football game. He could not be off to a better start, not just throwing the football, but having command of this offense.
Well, another first down, and Oklahoma's in UAB territory. Back to the ground. Peterson. He's going to be swarmed over. Good defense by the Blazers. Let's check in with Mark Fine with a little Big Ten action.
Oh, yeah, we got to get you guys caught up. Vandy taking on 15 Michigan. Chad Henne to Mario Manningham, 27 yards, 27-7. Michigan wins this one. How about Akron taking on 19 Penn State? Anthony Morelli, the new QB for Joe Pond. He's looking good. 3 touchdown passes in the game. They win it 34-16, guys.
All right, thank you, Mark. And don't forget, at halftime, he'll have all the scores and highlights coming your way from today's action. Sooners 2nd down and 8, balls on the 45-yard line. Scored on their 2nd possession of this quarter. About 1:25 left to play. Another penalty flag. Our referee, James Hatfield, tonight. You know, one of the things about Bob Stoops, we were talking with him yesterday, and we even talked to him last year.
Ball start, number 19 on the offense. 5-yard penalty. Repeat, 2nd down.
At the Kansas game, he knew things were going badly, but he never lost his cool. He focused. He said, listen, we just need to work on the little things. And he told us yesterday, we knew that we were going to struggle last year. It was going to become very apparent to us.
Very young team. Didn't work as hard as they need in the offseason. We'll talk more about that later.
Reggie Smith is in the slot. Comes over from the defensive side of the football, but they go the other way to Iglesias. Down to the 42-yard line. Let's check in with Craig.
Well, Ron Charles was talking about the evolution of this offense for OU. It's also a change in the philosophy. Under Chuck Long, they very rarely threw the tight end. In fact, Joe John Finley's in his third year. He had a career-high 3 interceptions in a game. He's already got that many here tonight. They talked to Paul Thompson, said, what are you comfortable doing? He said, I'm very comfortable throwing it to Joe John. Kevin Wilson says, I'm very comfortable throwing it to the tight end as well. So we see a major change right here, not only using the tight end, but throwing to him as well.
Nice report, Craig. What I liked about it is that Kevin Wilson spent time with his quarterback and asked him, what are you comfortable with? Let's get those types of plays into the game plan.
Thompson again, looking, slicing over the middle is Malcolm Kelly. Sophomore out of Longview, Texas. Leading receiver last year. He is one of the sure-handed guys. He was the #1 receiver in Texas coming out of high school.
You know what's happening now too, Ron? You see the confidence of the other players in Paul Thompson showing itself. That was a nice catch by Malcolm Kelly inside, because it wasn't a sure catch in terms of an easy throw. He went into the middle and made a nice play for his quarterback.
Now Thompson's going to run a little option. They're going to corral him back at the 38-yard line. And that's going to be the end of the first quarter. Pretty good quarter, though, for Paul Thompson. 8 of 10 throwing the football. Threw the touchdown pass to Finley, and the Sooners lead after the first, 7-0. Welcome back to TBS Saturday Night College Football, presented by Orbitz. As we get set to start the second quarter, the Oklahoma Sooners lead UAB 7-0. Along with Craig Sager and Charles Davis, I'm Ron Thulin. This will be the 10th play of this Sooner drive, and one of the things they're doing well tonight, they're playing well behind that offensive line, Charles.
Yeah, and this is an offensive line that really wants to establish that mindset of running the ball against anyone. They need a little more push against UAB's defensive front. I think UAB's playing them pretty tough right now.
Again, the play action. Looking out on the flat, has a man. Ball's dropped in the hands of Malcolm Kelly. Couldn't put it all around.
Tough
Will
catch.
Evans on the coverage.
Would have been a tough catch for Malcolm Kelly. He was running out of real estate going towards the sideline, and the ball was behind him and low. He was trying to walk the tightrope, stay in bounds, and reach back and catch it.
This drive, Thompson 4 of 5 for 33 yards throwing the football. Third down and 13 for the Sooners.
Changing up.
Blazers bring 4. Thompson's got the time out in the flat, just off the fingertips of Fred Strong. That'll bring up a 4th down for Oklahoma.
Do you go field goal? Do you punt it, or do you go for it here? You're in that zone where you can do a lot of things, especially with the confidence you have in your defense. So they'll probably punt it deep. He's got the time. He steps into the throw. This one a little, the last one was behind him. This one out front, but that's a ball that Fred Strong is going to come back and tell his own quarterback, my bad, I've got to catch that for you.
Well, they're going to go ahead and kick it away, Charles. I like your strategy, though.
With your defense, pin them down, play field position here. You might create a turnover deep.
Our second punter for Oklahoma, Mike Null, little high snap, no problem handling it. Nice spiraling kick, heads toward the end zone, and that's where it's going to stop. So a good kick by Mike Null, the sophomore out of Scottsdale, Arizona. Sooners come up empty. UAB, good job defensively. They trail by only 7. UAB yet to pick up a first down, only 24 total yards, but they only trail 7-0. That's your time now for our KFC Bowl poll. We'd like to hear the opinion on this question. Will Oklahoma make a BCS Bowl game this year? All you have to do is text your vote, yes or no, to 88222. That's 88222, and do it now. Then we get our first look at Sam Hunt, the junior out of Cedarton, Georgia, has come in at quarterback.
Say his best asset are his legs. Look for a little bit of quarterback run series here.
Yeah. And he's going to keep it. There it is, Charles, up over the 30-yard line. Takes a shot by Reggie Smith as he gets up to about the 32-yard line. That's one thing the coaches kept bringing up. He's fast and well-conditioned, and we saw it there.
Quarterback run series. Fakes it inside, reads the flow, and then comes back from on the backside. Nice size quarterback. 6'3", 215. Absorbs a nice hit from Reggie Kelly, number 3. but he has the frame to withstand it. You don't want to take a lot of those types of hits, but at the same time, they're going to have to because the quarterback run game is in the game plan for Watson Brown.
That's the first down for the Blazers tonight. It was a good job by Hunt. This time he hands it up the middle, nothing doing. That Sooner defense is stout. Maybe a pickup of about a yard on the play. Corey White couldn't find anything going on. That Sooner defense just stacking up the middle. Led by DeMarcus Granger, the redshirt freshman out of Dallas, Texas. There's Brent Venables, co-defensive coordinator.
Yeah, and you know, on the last play, I'd said Reggie Kelly's Reggie Smith, number 3 for Oklahoma. Wore number 1 last year. Switched to the number he likes. Brent Venables likes him on the corner playing for Oklahoma. We'll see him in a variety of spots tonight. Corner, maybe a little offense as a receiver, and in the kick return game.
I think UAB is still going to have to come up with somebody in the wide receiver spot to make a play. Hunt keeps it. He's not going anywhere. Maybe picks up a yard as he gets up to the 35-yard line. That Sooner defense again just swarming, led by Zach Latimer right in the middle, the senior out of Denver, Colorado. Well, here's a player that last year the coaches told us, and they said they wanted him to have a big year, and he did.
Ron, how about that last play he just made? Many people won't see it as a spectacular play, or they see it as a routine play. But that was a play made in space. One-on-one tackle, open field against an elusive quarterback. Terrific job.
Third down. 5 to snap it.
Might have to get a timeout here. We're going to go to 3rd and 10.
He's not going to do it. Nope, didn't get it in.
I'm not sure. Did the bench get a call in? No, looks like they're penalizing him.
Inexperience?
Yes.
Well, now the UAB coaches are out on the field.
They're trying to say they got it.
Yep. They did get it off.
Timeout is charged to the offense. Their first charge, timeout.
Remember, you can get the timeout from the bench, and they took over for their quarterback.
They're going to talk this over with Pat Sullivan, a Heisman Trophy winner in 1971. What an outstanding guy. And he's done a good job with this offense. We'll take a break. 7-0 Oklahoma with the lead. 56-year-old Watson Brown in his 12th year played quarterback at Vandy. Best remembered for that 14-10 upset over Alabama in 1969. Member of the Tennessee Hall of Fame, and of course the older brother of Mac Brown. And I think the fun we had talking with Watson last night, he's just like his brother, just as nice as can be. But just their relationship, how special it is, and how highly he talked about Mac.
He talked about having total trust. And in this business, you have a lot of friends, but not many guys that you can totally trust in talking about your schemes and what you're doing. He has that with his brother, the head coach of Texas.
3rd down and 6 for UAB. Hunt may have his first pass for the Blazers, and here it is. Here comes the blitz. They throw it underneath. Pass is complete. First down. Rashad Slaughter, the true freshman out of Adamsville, Alabama, Minor High School, the former high school running back. That's a couple of good things. A great read and a great catch.
Nice call by Watson Brown. Inside screen, nice safe pass for Sam Hunt's first time throwing the football. 3rd and long, caught Oklahoma in a blitz situation, and they capitalized.
That's the second first down for UAB. White and Burks now in the backfield. They'll go from the shotgun with Hunt. Straight ahead running right in the middle. Burks, nothing going. Let's check in with Mark Fine in Atlanta.
All right, Ron Marshall at number 7, West Virginia. Steve Slayton's a name you're going to hear a lot of this year. 197 yards, 2 touchdowns, 42-10, your final in this one. How about Northeastern and Virginia Tech? Sean Glennon to Brandon Orr. Virginia Tech led the country in total defense last year. They had the offense going 38-0, the final there, guys.
All right, we're seeing UAB trying to grind it out, a little bit mix and run. They're doing exactly what they wanted to do, at least on this drive, and that's eat up some clock. Hunt keeps it, dumps it off, up over the 35, or 45 down to about the 42-yard line. Jordan Irwin, the tight end, the senior out of Vestavia Hills, Alabama. We didn't think he was going to play. He had some ankle problems.
Yeah, he got hurt inside. Like the first day of camp, he stepped on someone's ankle when the inclement weather drove them into the gym. But I like that call there. They got the tight end looking like he's going to block to the right side of your screen, holds the count, and then he slips out into the flat after the rush goes by him. And he makes a nice move inside for a first.
Pickup of 11 on the play. Smith was on the tackle. 1st and 10 from the 42. They go from a semi-wishbone.
And this looks like the old straight T, doesn't it?
Hunt keeps it. They grab him. He slips away, gets down to the 35, and bulls his way down to the 32-yard line. Hunt at 6'3", 215 pounds, used every bit of that. Showed a little bit of strength. His offense is moving.
Great leg drive. And the offense has responded to Sam Hunt coming into the ball game. Slips the tackle by Rufus Alexander. No small feat in and of itself. Alexander, the preseason Big 12 Defensive Player of the Year.
You know, Charles, one of the things we're seeing, too, is this UAB team, they believe they can win. This is their 27th, I think it is,
27th
BCS game. And every time they go in, they believe it because it started in Nebraska a few years ago. And Watson Brown says his team comes in, they scratch and claw, and they really believe they can win this game.
His philosophy and his take on his team and his program is that they don't give games away against bigger opponents. They make people come and beat them. Take a look at this. Number 17, East Carolina, when Steve Logan was the head coach, they beat them. They beat LSU at LSU. Lost to Georgia by 3, beat Mississippi State, lost to Tennessee 17-10, and had a chance with a 4th down pass into the end zone with less than 2 minutes to go in that ball game.
Right now, Sam Hunt, 3 rushes, 23 yards on this drive. He's run it well, he's thrown it well.
2nd and short. You know, if you're Watson Brown, this might be the time to gamble a little bit. Fake it inside out of the T formation and try and slip someone deep and try and get a big play on OU.
They'll give it to the first man through, and it is Corey White, and he gets the first down as he gets up over the 30-yard line with 10:27 left in the second.
Or you just go ahead and hand it inside and get the first down.
Either way, it works for me. But they're letting that clock go. This is perfect for UAB, exactly what they wanted to do.
And you know what they're doing right now? They're testing the patience of the Oklahoma defenders.
Good point.
They like to get the football. They don't like to be out there, bend and don't break. They want to go make plays. And last year, they felt they were a little over-aggressive, trying to make plays to get the ball for the offense. So UAB is challenging that to see if the Oklahoma defenders stay sound in their assignments.
Now Willie Edwards goes wide to the right. 1st down and 10 from the 29. Best possession for the Blazers. High snap. Hunt pulls it down. He's got some space to run. Over the 25 to the 20, and he is pushed out of bounds. They'll mark it at about the 22-yard line, but Hunt, he made lemonade out of lemons on that one.
How about this, Ron? When you're the son of the head coach, you better make plays when you're in the game. Nice job by Hunt handling staff. Look to the left of your screen. Right there, number 8. That's Stephen Brown, the son of Watson Brown, making a nice block on the perimeter.
4 rushes, 31 yards now for Hunt.
He enjoyed that one. See that little grin on his face?
Well, he's got double the yards of Adrian Peterson.
See, if he blocks like that, no one can say that he's only playing because mom told dad to play him.
White, Burks, and Elliott in the backfield. 2nd man through. Burks. Segs, what do you have?
Well, not only mom, but grandmother. You talked about the close relationship between Mac and Watson Brown. Their mother, Catherine Brown, still lives in Cookeville, Tennessee. She was very upset today. She couldn't get the Texas game on her TV. But she called up Watson and said, I'll be watching TBS tonight. I look forward to seeing your game, and I want to see Stevie catch the ball.
Well, Craig, she's seen him block. That's the next thing is for him to catch the ball. And I'd sure hate to be the people who didn't carry that Texas game on TV in Cookeville. Because they're going to hear from Mrs. Brown.
Now, this is a team that in August did a lot of physical work, just running the ball straight ahead.
Yeah, they started that in the spring and carried it over.
They're doing it again here. A little straw play to White. Bounces to the outside, down to the 10, and the Sooner defense is being tested. DJ Wolf on the stop, along with Rufus Alexander.
The offensive line's doing a nice job creating seams for the running backs, but watch Corey White slip a tackle by the free safety number 41, Darian Williams, and gain additional yardage. If you're a good running back, you take all the help you can get from the big guys, and then you tack on your talent to make a good play a better play.
This team was good in the red zone last year, 90% completion.
The Watson Browns loving this drive.
Hunt keeps it stacked up at the 10-yard line. First hit by Keenan Clayton, the redshirt freshman out of Sulphur Springs, Texas. He is a big, fast guy, and they say he's explosive. Saw a little explosiveness there.
Oklahoma this time stacks things up, takes out the fullback, and then Keenan Clayton, the redshirt freshman. His secondary coach, Bobby Jack Wright, could not say enough good things about this young man, about how well he's come along and how strong he's been as a player since spring ball this year.
The best line, though, is when he said he's natural East Texas strong.
Yeah.
Natural East Texas strong.
I read in my dictionary, and then I realized that's not in there. But we understood exactly what he was talking about.
That's right. Hunt keeps it, has some running room, gets down to the 5-yard line before he's stacked up again by Keenan Clayton. That's a first down, though, for the Blazers.
Ron, this drive has been terrific. Here, Oklahoma's speed saved a touchdown. See, right there, he thought there was a huge gap, but then he saw all of a sudden all these red shirts closing, and instead of tucking it up inside, he tried to break it back outside because they closed down a gap that looked like a sure path to the end zone.
How about a 7-minute drive? This is the 7th play of that drive.
Can you say exactly as they've drawn it up? If you ask Watson Brown his ideal in the first half, we're watching it.
70 yards rushing already for UAB. Hunt looking in the end zone, looking, lofts it with a prayer, tip, incomplete. Well, Sigler said, I thought I had it.
See, they've been running the ball so successfully, they thought now was the chance to try and play action it, but Keenan Clayton, number 22, stayed right with his assignment. Didn't peek into the backfield on the play action fake, stayed with the tight end, and almost came up with a big play for Oklahoma. But look at Sigler, stayed with the ball himself. Tipped twice, stays with and catches it, unfortunately out of bounds. Nice concentration.
Oh, that's good.
By David Sigler, number 35.
Only one reception coming into this game. Second down and goal from the 5. They'll try the shotgun. The Sooners on a blitz, and they beat it straight up the middle with Corey White. What a drive by the Blazers from UAB and Watson Brown.
How about this offensive line? Look at the gap. Right in the middle, number 69, Quentin Harris. Just moved the pile. Big opening for Corey White to hurdle through. You add on an extra point, we're tied at 7.
80 yards, just about 7.5 minutes, 15 plays. That is called perfect if you're Watson Brown. And the extra point is good. So the Oklahoma Sooners, their talented defense sliced up by UAB, and we're knotted at 7. Of a drive by UAB. Now let's take a look at the Hyundai drive of the game.
I mean, the way they mix things up on this, they only threw 3 passes in a 15-play drive. One of those to Rashad Slaughter on an inside screen, and Sam Hunt's legs and drive. Just terrific, and Corey White with the payoff on a 5-yard run. 12 runs, 3 passes, 5 different guys touched the ball on that drive for UAB, either running it or catching it.
Smith and Iglesias back for Oklahoma. Joaquin Iglesias from the 4. Up over the 20, looks for a block from Smith, gets it, and he takes a pop up at the 33-yard line.
That's the kicker.
Oh, that's a pretty good shot.
Right? Wasn't that Swayze Waters, number 84? That was a tackle, just as you teach a D-back. All right, everybody wants to talk about kickers not being athletes. Look at that. Front him up, and ran right through him. That's as good a tackle as you're going to see all night long. Look at this. Bam.
Then he hits him in the mouth, too.
Yes,
I like that.
Swayze Waters.
Our man. Now Thompson's going to work. Pass is caught up at the 47-yard line. Jermaine Gresham.
Let's see, because UAB's got it.
Oh, they lost the ball. They took it away from him, and UAB's got it at the 48-yard line. My goodness.
This is Jermaine Gresham, a freshman, true freshman for Ardmore, Oklahoma. He catches it, secures it, but look how they try and work on stripping him. You know that? Hey, look at that great play by Will Evans, but he got help from Brandon Register, number 2, trying to strip the football. Great job. They worked together in tandem, held him up, and kept working on digging the ball out. And now UAB has it in business in Oklahoma territory. Ron, attack, attack, attack with your UAB.
Last drive, 15 plays, over 7.5 minutes. Now the officials are coming over to the near side, and Bob Stoops has the first coach's challenge of the year for us. Now the coach's challenge, they get one a game. They have to take a timeout. If the challenge is upheld, keeps the timeout. Here it is. I like this rule, though, Charles.
Yeah, I do, too. The coaches, it's one per game, even if you're successful. So you don't get the challenge and the timeout back. You just get the timeout. If you're out of timeouts, you can't challenge a play and stop it.
Let me ask you this, though. That was a play that it's tough because was he down, I'm sure is what he's saying.
That's
How
what
can you tell that?
He's trying to say that the whistle was being blown, or should have been blown, that his forward progress was stopped. See, there's Orlando's King, number 11. They kind of hold him up and make the play on him.
But we're seeing in slow motion, though. You know?
Yeah, we're seeing it's fast for the referees, but I'll be honest with you, Ron, I don't think this will be overturned. I think UAB is going to have the football. See, Gresham's fighting for yardage, still trying to go. He hasn't hit the ground at all. Orlando's King's underneath. Brandon Registers over the top, and right there, number 13, that was Will Evans. He takes the football.
Well, if he loses the timeout, he'll still have 2 left for the remaining 6:41. But
the play on the field is confirmed. First down, UAB.
That's a good call.
Will be charged with a timeout.
Yeah,
that's a good call, though.
They got it right.
Yeah, they did.
No question.
Well, Oklahoma hasn't seen the ball a whole lot here in the second quarter.
And the defense, a little bit tired after a 15-play, 80-yard drive, has to go right back on the field. You hear a little bit of the impatience in the crowd right now, trying to spur on their defense. Will they continue to be gap sound and play the option with their responsibilities, or will they cheat trying to make a big play?
Sigler and Burks in the eye. Sooners are cheating up on the line. They give it to Burks. Boy, I tell you, these guys got some powerful legs because he was hit right at the line of scrimmage, still able to get 3 on the play. We thought we'd see a lot of formations from the Blazers. We're seeing just that. And one of the things Oklahoma was afraid of, Charles, and they told us, they said, we had 2 game plans. We don't know what they're going to do because they've got a new quarterback. They're going to run the ball instead of pass the ball.
We think.
Yeah, we think. They weren't quite sure.
And they're not going to lose all the remnants of their pass offense. Watson Brown, the former offensive coordinator here at Oklahoma, before he took the UAB job.
Inside of 6 minutes to play in the first half. Hunt keeps it. Pitches, great pitch to the outside, another first down for the Blazers. Inside the 35, down to the 33-yard line. Again, Dan Burks, he's getting the workload tonight.
And a great job by the quarterback Hunt and the running back Burks not giving up on the option portion. See how he tucks it away? So everyone thinks he's going to keep it totally, but Dan Burks never gave up, kept the option relationship. So he gave an opportunity for his quarterback to get him the ball if necessary. It's exactly what Sam Hunt did. Nice job. Nice job by UAB's offense.
That shades of Dan Burks' sophomore year where he had 880 yards rushing the football, but a lot of injuries since then. First and 10 from the 33. Fumble, ball's loose, and the Sooners have it. The Sooners will take over, and you can see everybody talking to Burks knows he's got to shake it off. Watson Brown disappointed, but the Sooners come up with the pigskin. 5:21 left in the half. They're tied at 7. Now UAB gave it right back to Oklahoma with 5:21 left in the half. We're tied at 7. The Sooners will have the football on the 36-yard line. Let's take another look at that, Charles. Was there a helmet on the
right here? That's the guy to look for. Darian Williams, number 41. He kind of hid back there. Burks didn't see him, and then when he came up, helmet on the football, exactly as you're taught, knocks it free. It really wasn't ball security for Dan Burks. He had it secured the way he's taught, but really an excellent tackle by Darian Williams that knocks it free.
It's funny because just about 5 minutes ago, we saw Bobby Jack Wright talking to Darian Williams on the sideline, telling him to do something. 1st and 10 from the 36. They keep it on the ground. Peterson's been held in check so far. Picks up about 3 or 4. Penalty flag has been thrown. A late penalty flag back at the 50-yard line. Yeah, we'll have to listen in. Not sure what it is. It was sure thrown a long way away, Charles.
It certainly was. It came from way downfield.
Yeah.
There's no foul on the play. It'll be 2nd down.
Okay. Well, 2nd down. A couple yards to go. They need to get to that line. That's our 1st and 10 line, brought to you by Napa. We'll call it 2nd down at 7. Peterson, though, has been held in check. We thought he'd have a pretty good night tonight. Only 18 yards rushing so far on 7 carries.
Give credit to the UAB defensive front 7. They're really not getting knocked off the ball and creating seams for Peterson to run.
Well, let's see what he does now. He's got the 1st down. Bounces to the outside. To the 30. Knocked down, finally inside the 25 to the 24-yard line. So much for containing Adrian AP. 36 yards on the scamper.
That's what makes backs great. They may not have a crack at it for a long time, but watch this. Toss sweep. Nice block on the corner by number 34, Matt Clapp, the fullback. Downfield, number 4, Malcolm Kelly, the wide receiver, and a host of other red shirts. Watch Kelly, number 4, on number 23, blocking downfield. And then Peterson's strength barrels right through the tackle.
Ball's on the 24-yard line, 1st and 10. Give it to him again. They grab him by the ankles and wait for the rest of the right jerseys to come on. Orlandis King, the linebacker, came up with the first hit. And the rest of the troops came to help out.
The biggest run that we've seen from Adrian Peterson was on a toss sweep where he got to the perimeter. On the runs inside the tackle so far, UAB is doing a nice job holding the point of attack and letting the linebackers flow to the play.
But one of the things Adrian Peterson does, sometimes he goes too fast for his own good. You got to wait for things to set up.
Yeah, you mean getting ahead of his blockers.
Yeah. 2nd and 10 from the 24. Thompson straight back, looking over the middle, has a man overthrown, Malcolm Kelly. He was there, he was open, the pass was high.
And what sets it up? The fake to Peterson. Plenty of time, good pocket formed, just a little bit ahead of Malcolm Kelly. He beats him inside as Brandon Register, number 2, slips, trying to help cover on the play. That's one Paul Thompson will see in film, and he'll continue to work on it. And it won't be long. I think he'll get his timing down with his receivers.
Started out 8 of 10 throwing the football, 1 out of his last 4, however. And the 1 was a fumble, too. 3rd down.
Screen.
Thompson's got time. Again, too high. Picked off at the 12-yard line. UAB with another turnover. Kevin Sanders, we told you he's the big play guy, the sophomore out of Pell City, Alabama. They call him Bam.
Thought they might screen it to Adrian Peterson on that play. That ball was thrown too high, and it tips off of Joaquin Iglesias' hands. And Kevin Sanders on the spot, on the tip. So he's in the coverage, now he drives back towards the football. And because he does, he's able to get underneath it and make the catch for a drive-stopping interception to the UAB Blazers.
And they have 3:35 to work. And we did have a penalty on the play. It's at the 10-yard line. It's going to be against UAB.
Unsportsmanlike, number 21, half the distance to the goal, first down.
I think he came up so excited and tossed the ball, I believe, high in the air. Officials been told to crack down on that type of thing. So now UAB has to start backed up. But how about that if you're Dan Burks, the running back? Big sigh of relief so far. That one didn't cost him, but field position is tough.
Well, while this OU offense continues to grow around Paul Thompson, let's see if the defense can step up and do something. They weren't the last time.
UAB's offensive line has played well in the first half, Ron. They really need to dig in and keep Oklahoma from penetrating into the backfield here.
Hunt keeps it, looks it for running room. Stacked up right at the 5-yard line, nothing doing. Corey Bennett on the stop, a sophomore out of Roosevelt High School in San Antonio. Log on to Rivals.com and ask Charles Davis a question. Find Ask Charles only on Rivals.com, your online home for college football. And my question is, who played a better Darren, Dick York, or Dick Sargent, Charles? Oh, it has to be a football question? My bad, I'm sorry. I'm really sorry about that.
Frankly, I thought Dick Sargent was far superior.
Yeah, I think so too. Slam dunk. Timeout with 3:06 to play. We're going to keep it right here. It has been a tale of two quarters. The first quarter, Watson Brown's offense could do absolutely nothing. Second quarter, they did exactly what they wanted to do. Their defense, you've got to give them credit.
Yes.
Brent Venables' defense gashed for a 15-play, 7.5-minute drive, which tied this thing up. We've got some timeouts. Let's check in with Mark Fine. Mark, what do you have coming up at halftime?
Well, when you guys take a little break and get a breath there, here's what we got coming up for you on the Singular Wireless Halftime Report. The only game with two ranked teams today, Cal and Tennessee, also Georgia Tech hosting Notre Dame. A lot of talk about that one. And an unbelievable start for the Bulldogs in their game today. All that more coming up at the half, guys.
Thanks, Mark. The timeout that Oklahoma just took was to conserve time for their offense. They're trying to keep UAB pinned down so they get another shot at it before the half. Now you look back and say to yourself, we took a timeout on the challenge. That's one lesson they can use here. But I think good strategy by the Oklahoma coaches. They're going to count on their defense to hold UAB, because you figure UAB will try and do what? Tight formations, run the ball, and just try and punt it away and get out of there with no harm done.
There you can see the numbers on Thompson. Has the one interception, of course, tonight, too.
And that was the TCU game of last year's season opener against a team that was 5-6 the year before. What was UAB last year, Ron? 5-6.
That's right. That's right. 171 yards for Oklahoma, 115 for UAB. That doesn't matter. It's 7-7. Drinkard in motion. They keep it on the ground. The Sooners able to hold them up after a 5-yard gain by Dan Burks. He's the most versatile of these running backs. He not only runs, he also blocks. That'll bring up another timeout by the Sooners. That'll be their final timeout.
And we're going to go to a third down now for UAB.
This telecast is a copyrighted presentation of the University of Oklahoma, a member of the Big 12 Conference. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without express written consent of the University of Oklahoma or the Big 12 Conference. 2:59 to play, third down and 5 for UAB, tied up at 7.
You remember what worked earlier for UAB? Nice little inside screen. Rashad Slaughter. I would expect a screen or a draw or a safe swing pass here. You know, something that doesn't get Sam Hunt, the quarterback, under a lot of pressure from Oklahoma. Timeout just happened, right? I expect Oklahoma to apply that pressure. I think Brent Venables is going to go after him here.
I think they are too, because, and that's one of the coaches at UAB telling us that he expected Brent just to really come after him strongly. Brent Venables, great story in his own right. Here's a guy that was an undersized linebacker, turned into a JC All-American, then honorable mention Big 8 at Kansas State. He's going to be head coach one of these days. UAB 2 for 4 on third down so far. 3rd down and 5. Ball sits squarely on the 10-yard line, right hash mark.
Really haven't had a wide receiver involved yet for UAB in the pass game. It's been tight end or running back.
Huddle put it up, throws it out of the flat. Ball's caught up at the 13-yard line. That'll be short of the 1st down. David Sigler, I should say, on the reception, but a good job on that defense by the Oklahoma Sooners. Reggie Smith coming up.
Terrific job by Oklahoma, sniffing out what UAB wanted to do. Again, a safe pass into the flat. He gets the ball over to Mario Pleasant, number 51. Nice job by Reggie Smith, making the tackle exactly where he caught the ball and forcing a punt.
And you can see the numbers on Reggie Smith from last year, standing at the 50-yard line. Parker Mullins in his end zone by about 1.5 yards, maybe 2.
That's exactly why OU called the timeout.
That's right.
Playing field position here, they should get the ball back in good shape.
2 to snap it, and then UAB will call the timeout. They'll have 1 remaining. Of course, this year on TBS, we're going to bring you 11 games from both the Pac-10 and the Big 12 Conference. Second game of our doubleheader features another Stoops. It's the night of Stoops here on Saturday night. Mike Stoops, the Arizona team, will take on BYU. Willie Tuatama saw what he could do last year. I think Mike's got his fingers crossed that that young man picks up where he left off.
And they took the red shirt off of him late in the season because they needed better play at the quarterback position. And he jumped in and only engineered a big upset of UCLA.
Of course, Mike Stoops, part of the Stoops coaching tree. Of course, we got Bob Stoops at Oklahoma. Mike down there, younger brother, is also on his staff at Arizona.
How about Mark Mangino at Kansas? Just got a contract extension. And Mike Leach down at Texas Tech, who has them challenging the Big 12 South, doing things a little bit different than they're used to doing in West Texas.
Oh, yeah.
Spreading the field and flinging it around. Chuck Long had his first game the other night as the head coach of San Diego State, had a loss to UTEP, but you just have a good feeling that he'll turn around that Aztecs program.
And congratulations, Mark Mangino, the new contract. Bob says he can't watch his brother's games. Makes him too nervous.
Yeah, we asked him about that. He said, I can't watch that. That's blood.
Now let's pick it up with 2:07 to play in the half. Angling the kick away from Smith. Sooners should get pretty good field position, and they will. Ball's going to hit out of bounds. Mark it at about the 45, maybe 46-yard line. 41 yards on the kick, but it was a good kick because he angled it away from Reggie Smith. He knew how dangerous he was.
Yeah, you don't want to give up a big return in that situation. Your defense has played its heart out in the first half. Played awfully well. You're tied at 7 with exactly 2 minutes to go in the half. I think Watson Brown would have taken that if we'd asked him before the game. Give you that situation, would you take it, Coach? No question.
Well, you saw Oklahoma run out because the clock starts on the ready signal after a change of possession. Thompson over the middle, pass is caught inside the 35-yard line, down to the 33. Joe John Finley again. Fourth reception.
And watch the hustle now for Oklahoma getting set up. The clock, as you said, this year now starts on the ready signal after a first down, not on the snap. So they want to be up there and ready to go as soon as the chains are set. They're getting the play call in quicker. They'll come out of the huddle and start moving. Because right now they're about to mark it ready to go.
Well, they already did. Play clock's running. It's down to 13 already.
I'm surprised. I thought the game clock would start here after the first down. Okay, so if he got out of bounds, that'll prevent that from happening.
Straight drop back, Thompson throws it in the flat, caught again inside the 20, down to the 19-yard line. Malcolm Kelly's second catch of the night.
A nice throw from Paul Thompson. Look at the protection, even Adrian Peterson. The protection was so good that Adrian Peterson didn't have any 1-2 block. And that's good coverage by Will Evans, number 13. But a better catch by number 4, Malcolm Kelly, on a nicely thrown ball by Paul Thompson. He got out of bounds also, so they don't have to run to the line of scrimmage. They can huddle. Now the clock will start on the snap.
Yep. Well, the play clock, I should say, the snap it starts. It's not the game clock. Pick up a 14 on that play. Thompson again, being rushed from the backside, throws it right as he's hit. He was leveled on the play. Good pressure put on. It was intended for Joaquin Iglesias. Looked like McElveen is the one who came in. Jermaine McElveen really put pressure on Thompson's backside. That'll bring up a 2nd down and 10 from the 17. 1:39 to play in the first half.
The way they signal it in is they have the play sheet on the wrist of the quarterback. So they tell you what number to look at on the play sheet. He checks it out, relays it to his teammates, and off they go.
Kelly on the near side. 2nd and 10. Thompson keeps it. Leans forward over the 15 down to about the 13-yard line with 1:30 to play. Orlandis King is 5th tackle of the night.
I think it's hard to overestimate how well the front 7 for UAB has played in this ball game defensively. There just aren't that many cracks and gaps for the Oklahoma runners to run through.
And then once again, 4 sophomores starting on that offensive line for Oklahoma. Kevin Wilson says he thinks they're going to come together. 3rd down and 6. They've got 7 to snap it. 1 minute left to play in the half. Thompson sees pressure, throws. Is it caught? Down at the 2-yard. It might be intercepted. Yes. UAB with their 2nd interception of the night. This is by Chris Felder, the senior out of Willis, Texas. Oh, that is a drive killer.
It's a dynamic play by the defensive back, number 23, Chris Felder. See where the ball is. See, the ball is a little bit behind Joaquin Iglesias, which allowed the defensive back, who was running at the hip of Iglesias, to make a play on the football. If he throws it out in front, then Iglesias can use his body to shield off the defensive back. Instead, the DB was brought into play by the position of the football.
Well, Thompson now 11 of 19, 147 yards, but he's been picked a couple of times. And with 30 seconds left, UAB's just going to take a knee right at the 1-yard line. OU's out of timeouts. They can't stop it.
Great half of football for UAB. Going to go in the locker room tied at 7. I like Watson Brown's strategy. I'm not going to do anything crazy here. I'm tied at 7. My kids feel good. We feel great. Let's go to the locker room.
212 yards for Oklahoma. Only 7 points to show for it. UAB, though, with that big 15-play drive that covered about 7.5 minutes, that tied it up.
Well, Coach, your teams have never shied away from challenges. How do you think they're responding here tonight, tied 7-7 with OU?
This is all we could ask for right now, and we just got to hang on. The second quarter is what got it for us. We were able to keep the ball long periods of time and get a couple of turnovers. That's our chance to win the game.
How important was that interception by Chris Felder to keep them out of the end zone?
Well, just 2 turnovers in a row down here, and we had 1 going in ourselves. So I felt like turnovers would be a factor in the game. They have the first half. We got to come out and not have it in the second half.
Some people question the idea about giving OU the ball to start the game, but now that it's tied and you get to start the second half, looks like you know what you're talking about.
Well, I mean, I know how good that defense is. I'd rather have their offense out there before their defense, so I think I would do it again the same way.
All right, thanks a lot. The score 7-7 at the half. And when we come back, Mark Vine will have all the highlights from the big house in Atlanta.
Welcome back to TBS Saturday Night College Football, presented by Orbitz. As we get set to start the second half, we are all tied up at 7 apiece. Along with Charles Davis, I'm Ron Thulin. You look at Oklahoma, first quarter, they go ahead and they score, take a 7-0 lead. But then in the second, you have UAB come back, tie it up with an impressive 7.5-minute drive. UAB wanted to control the ball. They're +5 as far as time of possession, Charles.
Perfect blueprint for Watson Brown and his troops, exactly as they drew it up. But when you look at other stats, too, they're also winning the turnover battle. 2 interceptions and a fumble recovery. They forced it here, and a great job stripping the ball out by Will Evans and getting possession for UAB. Rushing yards, who would have thought with Adrian Peterson in the backfield for Oklahoma that UAB would be winning that battle. Paul Thompson has thrown for 143 yards in the first half for Oklahoma, but 2 key interceptions have helped keep the Sooners out of the end zone.
And that That is why we're tied up at 7. Bob Stoops, I'm sure, had some choice words to say for his troops at halftime. 41-2 here at home. One of those losses came to TCU last year in the opening game, and that started him out in a 1-2 start for the season. He doesn't want that to happen. He told us in July, he said, listen, we don't have time to try to get better as we go along. We got to be good when we start the season. Right now, he's got to be a little disappointed with his offense. But, Charles, you look at Adrian Peterson, 6 carries in the first quarter, only 3 in the second. I don't think you can have him have 9 carries in the first half and expect to win the ball game.
That's not what Oklahoma's looking for. Let's give credit to UAB for keeping Oklahoma's offense off the field in the second quarter. As you cited, a 7.5-minute drive led to a touchdown for the Blazers.
Well, UAB will have it first. This one goes out of the end zone. They'll take over 1st and 10 from the 20. Let's check in with Craig Sager. Craig, what did Coach Stoops have to say?
Well, Ron, it wasn't choice words, but rather carefully chosen words. He said it's only 2 quarters into a long season. No need to shake the confidence of this team. He said we had a couple of turnovers that cost us turning points, obviously, in that first half. However, I feel that the defense can stop them. Our offense just needs to do a little bit better. I thought we were moving the ball, but we had the turnovers. The challenge goes to the offensive line to move the football and to give Adrian Peterson more carries.
Now, it's funny you say that because Charles and I were talking at halftime. He said, I don't see any push from that offensive line of OU. And that's what Coach Stoops saw also. 1st and 10 for UAB. Sam Hunt will get the start at quarterback to keep it on the ground. On the right side, it's Dan Burks. He's been the workhorse. Getting back to what Bob Stoops you were talking about, Craig, one of the things, and we kind of mentioned it early on, last year when things were rough, he focused on the balance of the offense. He executed the passing game, tried not to give up big plays, but more importantly, he told me, I never lost my cool.
No, he made sure he understood and the team understood that the program has been successful for a long time, so the blueprint is fine. Stay the course. Their biggest issue is the feeling of entitlement that last year's team had coming into the season, thinking just because they pulled on a helmet that said OU, that they would beat people. They didn't work hard enough for it last year.
2nd down 11. Hunt hit as he's thrown. It's up for grabs. Nobody there. Nick Harris is the one that came in and lowered the boom from that strong safety spot. The sophomore from Alexandria, Louisiana. He is some kind of player. He's a 4-5 guy, very versatile player.
Sam Hunt had time, but the coverage was so good downfield, it allowed Nick Harris, number 5, who's playing the nickel package, kind of like a strong side linebacker when he's on the field, to get through and lower the boom on Sam Hunt and help cause an incompletion.
UAB 2 of 5 on 3rd down conversions. They'll send 2 wide receivers to the left, 1 to the right.
Normally, if you're Oklahoma, here comes your pressure. Try and get after the quarterback. Look for a screen or a draw here. Something safe.
Looks like the blitz. They bring 5. Penalty flag is thrown. Whistle blows. No play. Hold on, the guys. Hold on. Nobody get hurt. Boy, you saw a lot of those jerseys, those OU jerseys, sneaking up to the line of scrimmage. Another delay of game call. That'll make it a 3rd down and 16, and that'll put the ball back on about the 14-yard line, Charles. Do you think they're going to come again?
Dead ball, delay on the offense, 5-yard penalty, repeat 3rd down.
See, this is Sam Hunt getting the job because I think he won the job in the first half. We haven't seen Chris Williams since the 2nd series. The team moved better under Sam Hunt. But he's a young guy who hasn't played. Remember, he sat out last year after transferring from Middle Tennessee State. Still getting into the flow of the ball game. Has to watch the clock for management. Looked like quarterback draw on the last call. So let's see if Oklahoma pins their ears back and goes again on 3rd and 15.
Stephen Brown's in the slot. Hunt looks to swing it off to the right side. Caught over the 20-yard line to the 22-yard line. It'll bring him up to 4th down. Not enough. Corey White on the reception. The senior out of Bessemer, Alabama, was their leading rusher last year, number 4 on the all-time rushing list at UAB, and they're going to be forced to kick it away, 4th down and 7.
But that's okay, because mission was accomplished on 3rd and 16. They didn't turn the ball over, and they gained a little bit of yardage, which allows their punter better room to operate to try and change field position here.
Reggie Smith back at the 40-yard line for the Sooners. Had one called back because of a penalty. Had a pretty good return. Backs up on this one to the 34-yard line. Steps up. He's got a wall. Look out. He needs one more block. And it's the kicker again on the stop. Not before Smith gets up to the 40-yard line. 43 on the kick, 26 on the return. Boy, you got to thank the punter for that one. Parker Mullins, nice job.
Earlier it was Swayze Waters, the other punter and kicker. Makes the first guy miss, makes a nice move, gets inside. As you mentioned, Ron picks up the wall, but a terrific open field tackle by Parker Mullins, because he pinned Reggie Smith to the sideline and then took him out. All that being said, great field position for OU.
But they got to take advantage of it. Joe John Finley goes in motion. Peterson's 10th carry of the ball game. Great job again by that Blazer front four. Chris Felder coming up from that safety spot to help out. And we've got a Blazer player down at about the 37-yard line. And looks like it's Orlandis King, the senior out of Layton, Alabama. He's preseason Conference USA first team. Well, while they check on him, we're going to take a quick break. Tied up at 7. Played about 2.5 minutes here in quarter number 3.
I'm out on the field.
Mark 5 back in Atlanta, and just across the street, Georgia Tech and Notre Dame. Yellow Jackets, Reggie Ball up top for Calvin Johnson. They strike first, 7-0, Georgia Tech. Let's get you back out to Norm.
Well, that's a dandy, Mark. 7-0 Georgia Tech over Notre Dame. We'll keep you posted on that. Orlandis King walked off the field under his own power, so he's going to be okay. They're working on him on the sideline, just making sure everything is okay, and there's no phones ringing in the head. 2nd down and 7 for the Sooners on the UAB 36-yard line. Peterson got a block. They seal off the corner inside the 20-yard line. Knocked out of bounds at the 18. Will Dunbar from the free safety spot, the junior out of Atlanta, knocking down Peterson. Peterson 9 carries in the first half, 2 already here in quarter number 3.
Great block up front by number 76, Brandon Braxton, the offensive tackle, and 34, Matt Clapp, the fullback. Left of your screen. See how they sealed right in here. That's 76 Braxton and 34 Clapp. That allowed Peterson to get to the corner and turn upfield for a first down.
2 carries, 22 yards in the quarter for Peterson. Got it again. Bounces to the outside inside the 10, down to about the 7-yard line. Joe Henderson coming up from that weak side linebacker spot, the sophomore out of Birmingham, Alabama.
Ron, when we talked to Kevin Wilson, the offensive coordinator and play caller, right? That's Kevin right there. This is Kevin Sumlin, the co-offensive coordinator. But what Kevin Wilson told us is running the football is a mindset and an attitude. And this drive looks to me like Kevin Wilson has challenged his O-line, challenged his runners, and said, I don't care how many are in the box, we're going to run the football. Because we're going to face a loaded box all year long because Adrian Peterson is in our backfield.
Well, he made the great point, and we've seen that with a lot of teams. They want the defensive mentality on offense.
Yeah, what he's saying is, I don't care how many are in there, you go hit someone and give this guy some space.
Peterson to the outside, hops over 1, gets down to about the 7-yard line, maybe got back to the original line of scrimmage. Did a good job of just picking up that.
This one was all Adrian Peterson. I gave credit to his line and his fullback before, but watch, makes an open field tackle or miss, and then the second guy, Carnell Williams, number 6, hops over him. Well, number 23, Chris Felder, whipped on it too.
Only the 2nd time tonight the Sooners have been in the red zone. That is good enough for a first down. They're on the 6, 0 for 1 in the red zone tonight.
They don't want to throw the ball here. He wants to pound it in.
Down to the 4 is Adrian Peterson.
Ron, there's a mentality that goes along with running the football where it almost feels like a failure on a drive like this if Oklahoma feels like they have to throw the ball in order to score. UAB would feel better if they feel like that they force them to throw it to score if they do, rather than stick it in there. I think Kevin Wilson is telling his guys, I'm coming at you 4 times right now. Let's make it work.
5 carries, 35 yards on this drive for Peterson. From the 4, they try it again to him. Inside, lowers the head on the goal line. Touchdown, Adrian Peterson.
The best play they've run, Ron, has been the toss sweep tonight. See Clapp, number 34, right at you. He swallows up Will Evans, and then Adrian Peterson. For all the flash and dash, you forget how physical and violent a runner he is. And he pounded his way into pay dirt.
Now, what did we say? You're not going to win unless you get Peterson the ball more than 9 times. He had 6 carries on that drive alone. Extra point is good. Peterson right now 15 carries, 95 yards. Oklahoma has taken the lead with 10:32 in the 3rd quarter. College football on TBS, brought to you by Vegas.com. For the best deals on Vegas room shows and more, book now at Vegas.com. And by New York Life, the company you keep. Adrian Peterson with his effort tonight has passed Greg Pruitt on number 7 mark on the all-time rushing list for Oklahoma in front of 84,555, the largest opening day crowd in Oklahoma history, the 6th largest ever here at Memorial Stadium.
He just went ahead of Do It Pruitt.
You got it.
That's a monster name to pass on a career rushing list. Greg Pruitt, one of the all-time greats in college football.
I think we got to get Adrian to get a little like gold tooth up there, though, like Greg had. Remember?
How about some silver shoes like little Joe Washington?
I like that. Bouncing ball. Elliott. Up over the 20, still on his feet. Good job getting over the 25, up to the 26-yard line. Now it's time for our Aflac trivia question. Oh, my favorite part of the night. What brother head coaching combo has the most wins in Division I history?
Do I get a chance to guess? I'll hold it until we come for the payoff on it, but I've got to guess on this.
I know. The obvious is, yes, it's not him, but the obvious is Watson and Mac Brown.
Yes.
But that's probably not it. We don't know the answers.
I've got a different guess.
Hunt, straight drop, has a man, caught inside the 50, inside the 45-yard line. Willie Edwards, the junior out of Mobile, Alabama, LaFleur High School. He's a guy that has good size, was a big surprise in the spring. Comes up with a big catch, his first of the night.
His first in his career, too, Ron, because he's missed most of the last 2 seasons with seizures. A terrific job getting inside of DJ Wolf. And what a nice pass by Sam Hunt, putting it on the numbers. And Willie Edwards, his first catch in college football. It's been a long road for this young man to get on the field, and he's a terrific story. Remember, UAB's only down 7. No need to get away from their game plan.
32 yards on the pickup. Hunt keeps it. Breaks up over the 35-yard line, down to the 31-yard line. Be close to a first down. Keenan Clayton on the stop. This guy took over, 3rd possession of the ball game. I think the job is his.
I agree. And to watch the quarterback run game, getting help up front. A little misdirection, but a good surge by the offensive line allowed Sam Hunt to get to what they call the 2nd and 3rd level. See, he's past the line. Now he's past the linebackers. Secondary has to come up and make the play. Clayton, number 22, putting him down. Hey, if Oklahoma hasn't got the message that UAB's not going away,
right,
they should be getting it right now.
Burks and White in the backfield. Hunt tucks it, runs it. Inside the 25 and 22. The thing that's impressive about him, Charles, he gets hit, but he still goes 3 or 4 yards.
He's going 3 or 4 yards past it, but what I'm impressed with is how the openings are occurring up front between his offensive line and the rush lanes maybe Oklahoma's taking. But all they're doing is allowing Oklahoma to penetrate forward, and then whichever side the OU defenders want to go, UAB wants to take them. Look at that. All right, you see all that lane for him to run through? And then he's using his eyes to find other gaps, and as you said, Ron, falling forward on contact.
Another 2nd down and short yardage situation. And they get the first down. Very impressive drive again by the Blazers. One of their mantras was stay calm, and they've done that. They haven't gotten overly excited on things.
One of the things that sticks in my head is something that the pros always used to talk about. When you played the old Chicago Bears, the only way to beat the Bears was to be as physical as they were going to be. Tonight, UAB has been that physical. Look at that play selection. Rush 27, pass 8. That's the exact opposite of what it would have been with last year's offense with Darrell Hackney as the quarterback.
1st and 10 from the 20. Almost a bobble on the exchange. The Sooners break through to tie things up. Nice job by Darian Williams coming up from that free safety spot. And our 1st and 10 line tonight is being brought to you by Napa. Right now the Blazers 14 yards away from that 1st and 10 line after the loss of 4.
Ron, that was the free safety making that play in the backfield. You might want to think play action if you're Watson Brown, except now he's gone to shotgun. So he has the look of stepping back to throw it.
And they're just going to throw it out on the flat. Pass is caught. White. Touchdown, UAB. 24-yard touchdown. That's just as good as what you were talking about, Charles. Just swing it out of the flat and let them beat people one-on-one.
That's
Great
supposed
blocking.
to just be a safe pass. Look out there, Julius Wilson, number 78. Number 14, Willie Edwards, the wide receiver, getting out in front of the swing pass to Corey White. And then he steps to the end zone. And UAB is an extra point away from tying this game up.
Now, White didn't have a touchdown reception last year. He's got one this year. And UAB is right back in this thing. And the extra point is good. Another impressive drive for Watson Brown and the Blazers of University of Alabama at Birmingham. 7:37 to play in the 3rd. Tied at 14. Corey White on the 24-yard touchdown reception, getting a little kudos from offensive coordinator Pat Sullivan, Heisman Trophy winner, obviously. And this is how it all happened.
Guys, watch the principal people involved in this play. The front side tackle, the wide receiver, and Corey White, the running back. 2 great blocks downfield from Julius Wilson, number 78, and number 14, Willie Edwards. Then Corey White catches the pass from Sam Hunt and breaks into the end zone, and we are all knotted up at 14.
6 plays, 74 yards on that last drive. Short kick at the 7-yard line. Joaquin Iglesias up over the 30, still on his feet. 35, 40, 42-yard line by Joaquin Iglesias. Yeah, we gave you our trivia question, so now it's time to answer our trivia question. What brother head coaching combo has the most wins in Division I history? And the answer is...
I'm saying the Dooleys, Vince and Bill.
You're impressive.
All right.
I like your other line. If Bear Bryant had a brother, all he needed was 1 win.
Exactly. Or Eddie Robinson, right?
Eddie Robinson, yeah.
Mack and Watson Brown, which we would have thought would be obvious since Watson's coaching night. 261 combined wins, not too shabby themselves.
And that includes Mack Brown's big win today. He found a quarterback. Adrian Peterson was the workhorse the last drive. Let's check in with Craig Sager.
Well, Ron, you mentioned Pat Sullivan giving kudos to Corey White. That's because the play we saw for the touchdown was instilled by Pat Sullivan. He addressed the team earlier in the week. Watson Brown said, explain how in 1996 you took a TCU team in here and beat Oklahoma. He said, well, the big play was a screen pass that we threw from Jeff Dover to Basil Mitchell. Watson said, well, let's put that in our playbook. And Corey White said, let me be Basil Mitchell. So they drew it up based on a play back in 96, and it worked to perfection again tonight.
Ask and ye shall receive. Great story, Craig. Great info.
Peterson only picked up 2 on that play. And they'll try it again this time. The left side ball's loose. UAB says they have it, and so do the officials. 4th turnover for Oklahoma. Jason Hamlin forced the fumble. He's the one that had the hit, the junior out of Alabaster, Alabama.
Terrific job by Jason Hamlin. As you mentioned, Ron, watch him in the middle. He'll be number 88 in white. Comes through the blocking and gets a paw out and pops the ball free as Adrian Peterson tried to go through traffic. Look at that. Terrific job.
Now the Sooners fumbled or lost 13 fumbles last year. They've lost 2 tonight. Cramping up a little bit. It's hot here.
That's Mustaki Smith, I believe, number 41, the starting middle linebacker who fell on the fumble.
Ball's on the 44-yard line. Hunt, straight drop, looking deep, has a man wide open, caught, complete to Marcellus Elliott. Elliott all the way down to the 17-yard line.
Ron, that's the old wheel route off of play action, taking the tailback out of the backfield and isolating him against a linebacker. Nicely thrown ball by Sam Hunt. Watch how he puts it to the sideline for Marcellus Elliott to run underneath, and he gets a foot down. Matter of fact, I think he got 2 feet down. This is good at either the collegiate level or the pro level. Great job. Watch. Catch. 1 down.
Pickup of 28.
2 down.
Yeah, he was isolated on a linebacker. 1st and 10 from the 16. They try straight up the middle. They get down about the 13-yard line on the running of Corey White. Try to dip underneath everybody. I tell you what's also impressive, Sam Hunt has a lot of time. He is not getting rushed. You can see he's got a couple of jersey marks on there, but he's got the time to do it.
And that's a direct result of the running game being so effective for UAB. That has to slow down the pass rushers. Sam Hunt putting up very impressive numbers in his first experience as a UAB Blazer.
Sooner fans don't like it. 6th largest crowd ever.
Now, shades of TCU 2005 dancing in their heads right now, and they don't like that one bit.
2nd and 7, the rush. Hunt gets away with it the first time, but not the second. Rufus Alexander with his 6th tackle of the ball game. And Steve Coleman's the one that had the first penetration, the junior out of Dallas, Texas, from that defensive tackle spot.
See, I think that one was more of a coverage pressure than actually just breaking through. See, he had nowhere to go, although number 90, Stephen Coleman, really forced the play, really flushed him, took away his eyesight and his passing lane. And once that went, here came the rest of the red shirts. But it's good coverage in the secondary, too.
And again, we saw Darian Williams coming up from that free safety spot. Drinkard and Brown to the right. And we've got a timeout, I think.
Timeout, Oklahoma. Their first charge timeout.
5:07 left to play in the 3rd. The Sooners with 256 yards, but UAB with 230.
The man in the visor not happy about that timeout. They're going to need that one for later.
I have a second. Let's take a look at tonight's TIAA Creft Scholar Athletes of the Game. First of all, for UAB, Adam Truitt, a versatile lineman, 3.02 business administration major out of Hoover, Alabama. And for the Sooners, Carl Pendleton, 3.85 in sociology. He's out of Sapulpa, Oklahoma. Congratulations to our TIAA Creft Scholar Athletes of the Game. Well, Sam Hunt, junior out of Cedartown, Georgia, great athlete. We knew he was fast, but he has done everything tonight to just befuddle this Oklahoma defense.
And what I've liked about him is the poise and calm he brought with him. You knew he would be charged up to finally get on the field, having sat out last year, but he's done it with his legs, which is exactly what we expected. That's the scouting report. And look at the leg drive. But also, with a nice touch throwing the football, that pass completed to Willie Edwards. A little fake, gets into the secondary. And how about this one to Marcellus Elliott on the wheel route to the running back. Sam Hunt, part of a 2-quarterback rotation to start the game, has made it a 1-quarterback race thus far. Terrific job.
Oh, yeah.
See that 68 on the back of his helmet? That's for Justin Tuck, a former UAB Blazer walk-on who made himself a Conference USA center, first team. Lost a battle with leukemia last year. They'll wear 68 on their helmets in his honor this season. Our sympathies to his family and his widow, Melissa.
3rd down and 11. Ball's on to 17. Big down for the Sooner defense and the UAB offense. Hunt again slips away from the defense, still on his feet, but he's corralled at about the 16-yard line. Stephen Coleman and Nick Harris combined on the stop.
Ron, he's 6'3", 215, but they're not getting many clear shots, are they? And even when they do, it's rare that the first guy brings him down by himself. Stephen Coleman got him, but had to hang on by his ankle to before he got some help from, I believe, number 5, Nick Harris, to finally put him down.
Well, this will be about a 32-yard field goal attempt. Kick is down, up and away, and it is good for Swayze Waters. Waters' first collegiate field goal. Yeah, we're not the only game in town tonight. LSU is also playing. Let's check in Atlanta with Mark Fine. How they doing, Mark?
Well, as you guys probably know, Les Miles real hush-hush about who is going to be his quarterback. I think he made the right choice. Jamarcus Russell, 3 touchdown passes in the first half. This one to Early Doucette. They are up 28-3, guys.
And we'll keep you posted on that.
Hey, remember that this LSU team, what was it, 2000? That Watson Brown took a UAB Blazers team into Tiger Stadium and beat them 13-10.
So he's done it before. Well, Paul Thompson started out 8 of 10 throwing the football, struggled a little bit, had a couple of picks. You know, everybody talking at halftime, it seemed like, and even some of the OU officials, they weren't putting all the blame on Paul Thompson for the fact they were tied or the fact those interceptions. Not that they're defending him.
No. Listen, there were a number of factors that went into the first half about why it was tied. The number one for me is that UAB just played very well.
Oh, yeah. It's not just one guy. You got to give credit to the entire UAB Blazers squad. Now the Sooners are going to have another shot at it. About a yard deep. They'll bring it out. Iglesias, running room. Good job on the kickoff return as he gets up over the 30-yard line. Now, Charles, you were talking about that game on September 23rd, 2000 between UAB and LSU. Well, the LSU Tigers, well, they had UAB as their homecoming opponent, but the Blazers spoiled the party. Chris Brown picked off a Josh Booty pass late in the fourth quarter, set up the field goal. 13-10 upset, stands as one of the biggest wins, obviously, in Watson Brown's history and UAB's history.
Yeah, that John David Booty, Josh's brother, starting tonight at quarterback for USC at Arkansas.
Now the Sooners go with a full deck on the offensive line and swing it out to Peterson. To the 40, running room, turns on the Jets, one man to beat. 20, 10, touchdown, Adrian Peterson, 69 yards. That fires up the crowd, Charles.
Well, they got the ball right back to Adrian Peterson after the fumble. Look at that block by number 19, Joe John Finley, which allowed Adrian Peterson to get to the corner. And once he gets his speed up, it's rare that he's ever going to be caught.
That's the longest reception for Adrian Peterson wearing an OU uniform. And the extra point is good. So UAB takes the lead at 17-14. The Sooners answer with a 69-yard touchdown reception by Adrian Peterson, his second score of the night.
I like what Kevin Wilson did. After the fumble, he got the ball right back into the hands of Adrian Peterson. And then how about this block right there by number 19, Joe John Finley, their starting tight end. So you just get the ball right back to Adrian Peterson. You don't ever lose confidence in him. But look how he lines up Orlando's King, number 19, because of the move by Peterson. Gave Finley the angle, and boy, did he capitalize. If that doesn't fire up the rest of the Sooners football team, I'm not sure what will. That hit, did you see the excitement from everyone jumping up after the crash?
That's a denture check there. He may have to go visit an orthodontist. Well, Adrian Peterson said, I can catch the football, and I want 500 yards. He dropped his first pass, but you can see with just some of the numbers on here. He is chasing Billy Sims, and I got a feeling he's going to catch my man, Billy Sims.
He's well on his way. What are the goals coming into the season? 2,000 yards rushing, 500 receiving. The receiving yardage would be key, as you see him there last year breaking the big run against Tulsa that broke open that win for Oklahoma. Only 7 starts last year, Ron, and still led the Big 12 in rushing.
Over 1,000 yards.
Yes, and everyone's talking about, oh, that's a down year. People forget just how injured that young man was and continued to play.
That was was Peterson's 15th collegiate reception, by the way. Elliott tries to answer, cuts up over the 25-yard line up to the 26-yard line with 3:27 to play in the third.
One word is leapt into my head right now, Ron. Poise. UAB's exhibited it all evening long. There was the big gallop from Peterson. The crowd's now really into the ball game. UAB needs to go out and have a nice drive now and try and dissipate some of this excitement that's been built up by the Sooner people. Continue to win the time of possession game. Hey, last turnover, let it go.
That's right.
Move on.
And what did the defensive coordinator, Rick Christoffel, said? He said, we told our guys, hey, you're going to make a mistake. Let it go. We'll come back. We will see now. That fired up the Sooner defense just a little bit. Dan Burks has stood up at the line of scrimmage. By the way, on that last drive, or in the second half, 9 plays for the Sooners. Guess who had it every play? I'll give you a hint. He scored.
Number 28.
Every play, Adrian Peterson.
I just think right here, if you're Watson Brown, you're thinking to yourself, and there's the big fella who's touched the ball in 9 plays. You're going to see how aggressive Oklahoma's going to be after that excitement. You might try and use it against them with some type of play action.
Let's watch, because we've seen a couple of times where Darian Williams is coming up from that free safety spot. Nick Harris getting a lot of playing time, fakes like he's coming in. Here comes the pressure on Hunt. Throws it in desperation, incomplete. He was outside of the tackle, so it's not intentional grounding. Wait a minute, now we have a late flag come in. I mean, a real late flag come in at the 25-yard line.
I don't think it'll be a grounding play. I think something happened on the sideline on the UAB side.
Well, they were driving somebody out there, and we couldn't see because they got in the crowd. C.J. Ayu, by the way, put the pressure on Sam Hunt.
The only thing they might be discussing, did the ball get back to the line of scrimmage? But I thought once you're out of the tackle box, you could ground it. And he was, in my estimation.
Unless you got one big tackle. He's got to get outside of number 61.
Adam Truitt.
Oh, yeah,
he's clearly outside.
Now they're sorting things out here. Looks like unsportsmanlike conduct. It may be on UAB.
It's just what we thought. It's not the grounding. We knew something happened on that sideline.
Foul. Unsportsmanlike. Number 30 on the offense. Half the distance. 3rd down.
See Rufus Alexander with the push at the end of the play. Now Corey White comes back, number 30.
Second guy always gets cut, don't they?
Right. And what's the word we use to start the drive, Ron?
Calm.
Poise.
Poise.
You got to keep your head in that situation and not put your team in 3rd and forever right now. Because you know the pressure's coming. There's Brent Venables right behind Bob Stoops. And I know he's thinking, go, sick 'em right now.
3rd and 22 on the 13-yard line. From the shotgun, Hunt bobbles the snap. Keeps it. Gets away at the 15 up to the 20-yard line. Well short of the first down, but they'll be backed up and have to punt it. You also have to wonder, Charles, that this UAB defense has played exceptional. Are they getting worn down, though? Because OU just keeps pounding, and the same thing for their offense. They've done exceptional, but are they going to wear down?
Well, the time of possession is still in favor of UAB, but it's not in the second half. See, that's where it started to change a little bit for Oklahoma. Brent Venables on that play decided to just go ahead and rush 4 and lay back in case it was quarterback draw and just make the tackle and take the football. Good strategy.
Reggie Smith back at the 40. Another good punt. Backs him all the way up to about the 32. He spins away. Tries to get to the outside. Got one block. Got another. Turns on the Jets. He's an exceptional athlete. Yanked down to the 48-yard line plus a face mask. The punter may be the leading tackler for UAB tonight. Parker Mullins, another good shot. 46 on the punt, 15 on the return.
Reggie Smith got a lot of help, but he set it up by making the first 2 guys miss on his own one-on-one open field tackles.
Now they're calling it a personal foul. Watch this spin, though.
Watch this. He spins, but watch the first miss. See, he made him miss. Now he makes the second one miss. Now he starts to get the help. Nice block there. Jacob Gutierrez, number 21. blocking on Orlandis King before the tackle by Parker Mullins, number 86, the punter. Could that have been almost double face mask with a stiff arm by Reggie Smith?
Hey, when you're a punter, you got to grab anything you can. Come on.
But Reggie Smith's hand was open on the helmet of Parker Mullins. Mullins, you could see, grab mask on Reggie Smith.
See, I think they should change that rule. Punters should be able to do anything they want to bring somebody bigger than them down.
Well, not the way these UAB punters and kickers tackle. They tackle like regular defensive backs.
Well, they do. Joe John Finley in motion. Sooners have it on the 37. Another healthy dose of Adrian Peterson. Look out. This could be a goodbye. Off to the side, down at the 10-yard line. They mark it at the 11. Somebody just woke up this offense of Oklahoma.
Kevin Wilson has decided we are going to run the football, and everyone's going to like it. But a saving tackle, a nice play. That was the corner there, Kevin Sanders, who played off of the block of number 4, Malcolm Kelly, and was able to get Adrian Peterson out of bounds before he could go towards the end zone.
26 on the pickup for Adrian Peterson. Over the century mark running, and he's 10 for 10 here in second half plays touching the football. Again, this time he gets to the 15-yard line, maybe a pickup of 1 on the play. Now log on to Rivals.com and ask Charles Davis a question. Find Ask Charles only on Rivals.com, your online home for college football.
So I better answer it, right?
Yeah.
I guess that's what the point is.
I think so.
I hope they like the answer, but look at the yards per play and how that's jumped up. 8.4 for Oklahoma. Now we're seeing it. And again, remember I talked about the mentality of running the football? I really think Kevin Wilson wants to keep pounding away.
They may let the clock run out. 3 seconds. No, they'll get the final play of the third quarter. Thompson rolling, looking, firing. Touchdown. No, he dropped it. Joaquin Iglesias looked like he had it. Couldn't hold on to it. But that's the way the third quarter will end. Look at it again.
Went play action and allowed Paul Thompson to get outside the pocket, which is a strength of his. They say he makes good decisions. And look at that one. Oh, Joaquin would love to have that one back.
That was in his belly, wasn't it? UAB took a 17-14 lead, but the Sooners behind Adrian Peterson have regained the advantage. We're heading to the final quarter. 4-point Oklahoma lead. Welcome back to TBS Saturday Night College Football presented by Orbitz. We're set to start the fourth quarter, and Oklahoma leading UAB in a tough-fought game, 21-17. Along with Charles Davis and Craig Sager, I'm Ron Thulin. The Sooners are knocking 3rd down and 9. Ball's on the 10-yard line. Adrian Peterson rushing tonight, 125 yards. He scored a couple of times, 1 on the run, 1 on the pass. Thompson checking things at the line, looks over at the coaches. Looks left. Here comes the rush. Gets away from it. Tripped up at the 13-yard line, so he's going to lose a couple on the play. Great job by Brandon Register, the senior out of Seminole, Georgia.
This is a terrific open field tackle by Brandon Register, the starting free safety. There's a miss by number 51, Joe Henderson, but there was really no lane for Paul Thompson to get to. And Register brings him down, but a good decision by Thompson. Didn't do anything crazy with the ball. Keeps it, and gives them a chance to kick a field goal.
And Garrett Hartley is in. They're going to mark it right at the 20-yard line. It'll be a 30-yard attempt. And he'll sneak it inside that left goalpost. Hartley, who had a 52-yarder last year against Texas, has a 30-yarder tonight. And they've upped their lead to 7, 24-17 from Norman, Oklahoma.
Only one night left. Don't miss a stunning back-to-back season finale event. 2 shows, 2 unbelievable endings. TNT Monday starting at 9. The Closer followed by Saved.
Welcome back to Norman, Oklahoma, the largest opening crowd in OU history. And right now the Sooners lead at 24-17. But Charles, there's a lot of hooping and hollering going on. But I think people have to look up and say, OU only leads by 7 in this game, and we still have 14+ minutes to go.
Yeah, the second half has been really Oklahoma with their flurries. But it hasn't been a knockout punch involved. It's a 7-point game with plenty of time left.
Hartley's line drive kick. Elliott. And that's where UAB is going to take over. Watching Brown's troops, you just have to tip your hat to not only the players but the coaching staff. They came in with a great game plan, and reading the clippings dating back to the 1st of August of how this team was being covered, I don't think he was so sure exactly what was going to come out tonight.
But what I found interesting was he said he thought his offensive and defensive lines were good, his linebackers he thought were good. He didn't know what he'd get from the quarterback position. He knew his running backs were good. But he said that he thinks that within his own conference, by the end of the year, they'll be as good as anyone. And I know this is the first game, but I think I understand what he's talking about.
That's right. Hunt keeps it. Tries to get away from a couple of OU jerseys. He stood up at the 20-yard line. Zach Latimer and Reggie Smith. And Brent Venables and Bob Stoops like it. But doesn't.
The one thing about Coach Venables, he's got to express himself just a bit more. He's really kind of a shy, retiring type, isn't he?
Yeah.
Nice play by Reggie Smith, number 3, and Zach Latimer. I think UAB now doesn't change really what they do. I think they might need some plays from some wideouts to stretch the field back out a little bit. It's starting to condense on them, and Oklahoma is taking advantage of that.
And we're going to have a timeout called. And it's going to be on UAB. Both teams now with 2 timeouts remaining. And when they take a break, we'll take a break also. Watson Brown trying to fire up his troops. They only trail by 7. Our 1st and 10 line is brought to you by Napa. 13-12 to play in the ball game. 2nd down at 11. Ball's on the 21-yard line for UAB. The one thing, the goal of UAB coming into this game was let's just get this thing to the 4th quarter. They've done that. They're only down by 7. I think they're pretty happy, but they need to have the power to put this one away now.
Yeah, they need a big drive here, but this is, again, part of the blueprint. Exactly as they would have drawn it up. The game's into the 4th quarter, making Oklahoma a little jumpy, or so they hope. But they need a drive now to pay off and really get into Oklahoma's head.
Sooners bring 6. Hunt goes upstairs, has a man in the flat, caught inside the 50-yard line by Willie Edwards. One of the things they were hoping for is one wide receiver to stand up. They needed it to complete the punch. They get it tonight from Willie Edwards again.
We just talked about it, Ron. They've got to get the field stretched out again a little bit to create the running space, right? A wide receiver needed to jump up and make a play, and that's exactly what Willie Edwards did. Twice tonight now, he's made big plays for them and given them better field position.
Well, his first catch was 32 yards, and then one of the young ladies on the staff is going to have a seat by herself tonight on the plane home.
The OU guy got right out of the way.
Ooh.
And he let her take the hit. He didn't know it now. I'm not trying to be funny here. But he was moving. She wasn't able to. She was screened off. I hope she's going to be okay.
So
but that was a terrific pass and catch. And now they've got great field position and can run their offense.
A 32-yard catch and a 30-yard catch for Willie Edwards tonight. 1st and 10 just inside of Sooner territory. Hunt runs the option, pitches it back to Elliott. Runs out of bounds as he gets over the 45-yard line. They'll mark it just a shade inside the 45. Darian Williams again on the stop. DJ Wolf helps out. Williams having a good game tonight. Forced a fumble. He's got 4 tackles.
See, Ron, what this field position does for UAB now is it makes it very difficult for Brent Venables, the defensive play caller for Oklahoma, to commit to something. See, because he knows now UAB has field to operate. They can play action you. They can try and hit you deep. They can still run it inside. When they've got you backed up, the advantage was for Oklahoma. Now UAB holds the advantage.
And official comes running in, waving his hands. Just what we thought, though. Looks like Oklahoma burned a timeout. That means they'll only have one left the remaining 13 minutes of this ball game. Coaches aren't going to be pleased with that. They'll take a timeout also. Sooners lead it by a touchdown, but UAB is moving again.
Welcome back to Norman, Oklahoma, where the Sooners lead 24-17 over UAB. The top of the game, we talked about keys for UAB. We said reverse offense. Last year they were pass first. This year they wanted to run it. They're getting terrific balance right now running the football. Beat the clock, shorten the game. Time of possession, they're winning that battle. I said introducing a couple of defensive players for big plays, and they've done that. But Sam Hunt has introduced himself to us in a big way at quarterback.
Yes, he has. Keep it on the ground, straight ahead running. Burks breaks over the 35-yard line down to the 33. Rufus Alexander, his 7th stop of the ball game. Here's Mark Fine in Atlanta.
All right, guys, a couple of big games we want to check out for you. First, Notre Dame and Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech up 10-0, and Brady Quinn, he's not going to throw. He's going to run. Takes it in. It's now 10-7. Georgia Tech and USC Arkansas, another game surprisingly close. C.J. Gable, 3-yard run. USC now up 10-0. Back to you guys.
That's a freshman running for USC there, isn't it?
Yes, it is. First down and 10 for UAB on the 33. Just about 12 and a half left. Burks to the left side. Oh, he takes a big wallop. Once again, it's Rufus, Mr. Nasty Alexander. He says one of his heroes was Teddy Lehman, of course, a great linebacker here at Oklahoma. He goes, Teddy taught me how to watch tape, taught me how to work out. That'll put you down.
Got a little help from Zach Latimer, too, number 46. I know everybody likes to chant "Roo" for Rufus.
Yeah.
He might want to change his name to Newton for Newton's second law, right?
That's good. Well, how about a little semi-wishbone here now? All three running backs in behind Hunt. Keeps it. They just don't get a good shot at him. He still gets over the 30 down to the 29-yard line. Still able to pick up about 3.5 on the play. And Mario Pleasant with the first hit. Rufus Alexander again in on it, and he's got 9 tackles tonight.
Partner, you know, I didn't go in for all that fancy book learning when I was coming through.
Yeah.
But I did learn that Newton's second law, right? Force equals mass times acceleration. So when Rufus Alexander's hitting you, it's like the equivalent of a 40-mile-per-hour car collision.
Yeah.
I don't want to be out there.
I thought you were a history major. You're good.
Well, I had to look that bad boy up.
Oh, thank you. Elliott in the backfield joining Hunt. 3rd down and 6 from the 29-yard line. Sooners showing blitz. Here they come. Hunt dumps it underneath. Slaughter did not get the first down. Maybe picked up 2. Zach Latimer on the stop. He has 7 tackles tonight.
That appeared to me that Brent Venables and his staff remembered that play from the first half and had them situated for it. Remember, that worked for a first down in the first half. Now we've got 4th and 5, and UAB is going to trot out their field goal kicker.
And this is going to be spotted at about the 32-yard line. It's going to be a 42-yard attempt.
I say you play safe here if you're Oklahoma. You don't want to give up a fake in this situation. You're up 7.
Swayze Waters, he's the long field goal kicker. The line drive off to the left side. That'll be no good. And the Sooners will take over. 10:07 to play in the ball game, but it's still just a 7-point Oklahoma advantage. College football on TBS, brought to you by Dish Network. Get 100% all digital TV starting at only $19.99 a month. Dish Network, better TV for all. And by the new 2007 Hyundai Sonata, it's time to rethink everything. By TIAA Crep, financial services for the greater good. And by Singular, raising the bar. The capital of Oklahoma, not too far north from here. We have 10:07 to play. The Sooners with the ball on the 27-yard line, 1st and 10. One of the things that Adrian Peterson talked about is last year taught him this team needs him. That's why he kept trying to come back from the ankle injury. Well, they needed him here in the third quarter and the fourth. 56 total yards in the first combined. How about 194 in the second for Adrian Peterson?
And nobody gets by without a little help from their friends. That offensive line really came out in the second half and reestablished themselves at the line of scrimmage. And I think Kevin Wilson's going to want that to continue right now. Got a little momentum after the missed field goal. He wants those big fellas up front to get after it.
Craig Sager, we saw one of the UAB staff personnel get run over just a few minutes ago. What's the update on her?
Well, the officials have called a timeout to let everybody in the sidelines put her on the stretcher and take her down the sidelines either to a hospital or for observations. The woman is Dr. Brenda Baumann. She is the UA physician, and she was leveled on the sideline. She is conscious. She's been fitted with a neck brace. Her vital signs appeared to be normal. However, they need to take her for x-rays and also to have further observation. The medical staff from Oklahoma is over here helping her as well. There is a first aid stand right underneath, and of course they do have ambulances nearby. So she was conscious, but obviously the severity of the injury we won't know until we find the x-rays and the doctor's observation. But Dr. Brenda Baumann being wheeled off right now, and that's why the officials called the timeout.
You know, it's a lot of people always ask us, give me a pass to stand on the sideline, and we can't tell them how dangerous it is on the sideline, especially here at Oklahoma. There's not a whole lot of space.
No, Dr. Baumann, we hope you're okay.
Sooners take over, 1st and 10. Let's give another dose of Adrian Peterson. He wants to carry 30-35 times a game. That's his 20th carry of the ball game. Able to get up to about the 29-yard line. How about that? 12 of 14 OU plays in the second half. He has touched the ball. Closing in on Stanley Wilson now for number 6 on the all-time rushing list as he continues to track down Billy Sims.
Be very surprised if he didn't carry it here again on second in about 6.5.
He picked up 2 on the last carry. Peterson stood up right at the line of scrimmage and dropped. Good penetration by the Blazer front four. Now it's time for our stat of the night, brought to you by New York Life. And the stat of the night, how about yards per play? 7.8 for Oklahoma, 5.7 for UAB. New York Life has been protecting families for over 160 years. Now that's a winning stat. Now if you're Bob Stoops, you're probably pretty pleased on the offensive number, but not the defensive number.
Important throw here for Paul Thompson. We talk about him being a game manager. These are difficult plays for game managers when you have to throw the ball.
On 3rd and 9. Throws it out into the flat, overthrown. Malcolm Kelly, the intended receiver. He is not that far off. We have a penalty flag thrown on the far side of the field. It's just like off the fingertips, Charles. We're just a little bit low.
Timing will continue to develop with he and the receivers. Penalties going against Oklahoma. If you're UAB, you decline it. Take the football on the punt.
Illegal procedure, number 19 on the offense. That penalty is refused. 4th down.
You know, Ron, everyone talks about game manager, and they make it sound like for a quarterback that's an easy job. Hey, just manage it. Don't get us beat. Well, if you can't establish a rhythm as a thrower, it's hard when you have to make that throw. Because what has he done most of the second half? Hand it off to Adrian Peterson. If you throw it 35 times, you can establish a rhythm.
Sooners will be forced to punt. A low kick. Fair catch is being signaled at the 39-yard line by Kevin Sanders. And that's where UAB will take over. Here's Mark Fine in Atlanta.
All right, we are going to check in on Auburn and Washington State. Auburn and Washington State, and Kenny Irons, this is the guy Auburn expects to take it to the promised land. He goes to the promised land here. 58 yards on the carry and the score as he runs away from the defense. Auburn needs a win. They've lost 3 of their last 4 openers, guys.
Yeah, Bill Dova's having a tough time. He was very concerned about this game, down by 12 because of the humidity at Auburn.
You can't really simulate that up there in Pullman, Washington.
No. Hunt, pressured, throws this one up for grabs, wide open and dropped. Willie Edwards already 2 catches for over 60 yards, had that one in his hands, but he needed to be 6'4", not 6'3". How did he get so wide open, Charles?
Well, play action, and 2 things on this one. If he throws it on a line, Willie Edwards has it and continue to go. Because Sam Hunt was getting hit, the ball drifted a little bit on him and made it difficult. See, play action. DJ Wolf bit, and he's wide open. See, now the ball has to stay up high. Sometimes you have a little bit too much time to think as it comes down. But Sam Hunt took a heck of a shot trying to deliver that pass.
Well, he did, and Willie didn't like the fact he dropped that ball. 2nd down and 10 from the 40. Again, 3 backs behind Hunt. 2nd man through, Burke spinning, nothing doing. Ball is loose. Did they knock it down? They blew it dead. You know, usually you look at a Watson Brown team, and they're pretty good in games decided by 8 or less until last year. This is what happened last season. 6 losses by a total of 32 points, Charles.
Yeah, they were 1-5 in games that they lost, in games that were decided by 8 points or less. And you said usually they're pretty good, right?
Yeah.
They were 15-10 prior to that in games decided by 8 points or less. So that was unusual for the UAB Blazers as the head coach wigwags the play in for Sam Hunt.
Now they said they didn't do the little things. That's what cost him. 3rd down, 10 for UAB. 2 of 9 on 3rd down conversions tonight. UAB may burn a timeout, and they're going to do that, and both teams will have just 1 timeout left. You know, we saw Oklahoma burn a couple of timeouts here in the 2nd half on the defensive side. Is that something to do with the player groups?
I think it was personnel groupings, that maybe they didn't have the right guys out there to match up with all the different formations that UAB can throw.
Greg Sager, have an update on the doctor.
Yes, Dr. Brenda Bowman has been taken to the hospital, to the emergency room. She did mention as she was being carried into the ambulance, please tell my husband who's watching at home that I'm okay, but I just need to go for precautionary reasons. Dr. Bill Garth, the team orthopedist, talked to her as well. He has taken over the sidelines. He said it's very cautionary. They do not know if she'll be able to make the team playing, but they have taken her to the hospital just as a precautionary measure.
Well, we hope her husband got that message and is relaxing a little bit, and we promise if we hear anything else, we'll pass it on the air for you, okay? Back in Birmingham.
I'm guessing she's as tough as those guys that she administers to.
I think so.
I think, you know, she's going to be okay. That's our hope.
Well, the last 5 times UAB faced 3rd down, they have not been able to convert. 0 for their last 5. This is a big 3rd down play.
All right, strategy time if you are Oklahoma. The last time they had them in long yardage, instead of pinning their ears back and blitzing, Brent Venables showed blitz and dropped back. There's the stat, 0 for 5. 0 for their last 5 on 3rd down conversions. He showed it, and then he dropped back into coverage to protect against the quarterback run game. Let's see if Brent Venables rolls the dice and does a traditional Oklahoma and goes after him now.
They got one to snap it. They're not going to get it off. A delay of game penalty. Boy, that clock started running. You could see Sam Hunt kind of rolling his hands saying, let's go, guys, let's go. And they weren't lining up quick enough.
And that'll drive a coach crazy. You know why?
Yeah.
They came out of a timeout. And you see Julius Wilson, number 78, the offensive tackle, very animated about the whole thing.
Well, that'll push him back and make it 3rd and 15, and that is a big 5-yard penalty.
Julius Wilson is, you know, all-conference USA, big team leader.
Yeah.
He's got to get his guys calmed down now because this is a monster 3rd down play.
Because you and I have been around college football enough, Charles. When it unravels, it can unravel quickly.
In a hurry. In one play,
ball,
take this thing away from
delay
you.
Game on the offense. 5-yard penalty. Still 3rd down.
8th penalty tonight for UAB. Calm down.
Yes. But I'm still. The hard part for me, though, is out of a timeout.
I know.
Out of a timeout, not able to get going.
3rd and 15. Ball now back at the 35. Sooners bring 6. Here they come on Hunt. Goes down the right side. Overthrown. Pass intended for Willie Edwards. Keenan Clayton was with him step for step, and they'll have to kick it away.
Yeah, DJ Wolf, terrific coverage because he just pinned him into the boundary. And, you know, really gave the receiver no chance to come make a play on the ball if it were anywhere near either one of them.
UAB almost 300 yards offense. They were potent offense last year. Now, actually, they had the outstanding quarterback. They averaged about 435 yards last season.
Yeah, the bulk of that throwing the ball was at 262 yards, I believe, per game.
Yep. This is a returnable kick. Smith dancing around. This time UAB stands him up. Ball's loose. UAB's got it. No, they're saying he's down. Oh my goodness, that was close. 45 on the kick, 3 on the return. That could have changed things around. That was close, close, and close. Let's look at it again.
Great coverage. It's number 31 on the coverage, Zach Britton, and then over the top, Mustaki Smith, the starting Mike linebacker. See what the determination is. They must have blown the play down. So right there, they're blowing it down as he pops it free.
Whoa.
They were blowing it down before he actually hit the ground.
Is Watson going to challenge it?
I think it's a good, you know, if I'm UAB, you might not get a better shot. But can you?
No, he's got.
See, if the whistle's blown, that takes away Watson's ability to challenge the ball, because now it's a dead ball and that's it.
Yeah.
So that's probably what they're discussing with him right now, and he's not. You know, he's not going to be happy because he thinks his guys had made a big play.
And he only has 1 timeout left. And if he loses the challenge, he has no timeouts left.
But if he has the opportunity to challenge it, Ron, I don't see how he can't here. I mean, he's down 7 with less than 7 minutes to go. They would have the ball at least deep in their territory, but I don't think he has the ability because of the whistle.
Yeah, he's talking about a timeout. We know he's not pleased with whatever happened. And the Sooners do have the football.
See, we're not getting an explanation, but I believe that's what it is.
Yeah.
He could not challenge it because the whistle was blown.
Now the whistle was after the ball was pulled out. You could hear it on the tape pretty clearly. Peterson straight up the middle, up to the 30-yard line. Pickup of about 6 on the play. Peterson now with about 132 yards rushing tonight.
I think Oklahoma was very fortunate on that last play, on the punt.
I think they were too. Clock nearing 6 minutes to play. Bob Stoops, last year, the first time since '99, they lost a game before October. They did it twice last season, trying to avoid that tonight. And that's going to go against the Sooners, back them up 5 yards.
Dead ball, false start, number 72, 5-yard penalty, still 2nd down.
You know, at the beginning of the game, we talked about the keys to the game for the Sooners. Let's take a look at those one more time.
Yeah, they didn't want Paul Thompson to win the game. They just said, hey, take care of it. He's acquitted himself well, considering he just came back from receiver. Peterson, 132 rush yards, 2 touchdowns, and set the rules on defense. Dictate to UAB. That really hasn't been the case for a lot of the game. UAB dictated Oklahoma's defense for a good portion.
Penalty flag is thrown again.
A lot of flags late here, Ron.
Yep.
Getting a little sloppy.
14 of the last 18 plays, Adrian Peterson has touched the football. 5.5 to play. Now you're being backed up some more. I think that just about tells it all, doesn't it? With Bob Stoops just shaking the head.
Yes. Because now it becomes a field position battle.
And you're kicking in. You can see the flag on the far side of the field. They would be kicking into a slight wind here. Anything can happen.
On the offense, number 28, 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Repeat 2nd down.
Paul Thompson running the ball. The penalty goes against Adrian Peterson, blocking for Paul Thompson. They called the hold against the star tailback. Will be second and about 20, second and 19.
From the 15.
Must be careful with the football here.
And they'll be safe. No, Thompson rolling out. Throws it out of the flat. Pass is caught by Malcolm Kelly. Kelly's third reception of the night. Pretty gutsy call, Charles.
Well, Paul Thompson has plenty of arm. They've run this pattern a few times today. And they consider this a safe pass for Paul Thompson because he's rolling out of the pocket and firing on the dead run to the right, which would be his strength as a right-handed thrower. That allows him to shoot it on a direct line to his receiver.
And it's third down and 10. 5:14 to play in the ball game. Sooners holding out of that 7-point advantage. Thompson again. Into the flat again. Caught. Couple of side steps by Iglesias, and he has stood up. Did not get the first down. The Sooners will kick it away.
Hey, if you're
good defense again, this time by Chris Guyton, Charles.
If you're Rick Christoffel, the defense coordinator for UAB, you've got to be jumping up and down with excitement. They've changed field position, pinned Oklahoma back, and now they're forcing them to punt the football. They made Adrian Peterson a non-factor on that drive with Oklahoma's help with the penalties.
Michael Cohen will kick it away for Oklahoma. Kevin Sanders back at the 37-yard line. Cohen, a line drive kick. Sanders signaling for a fair catch, and that's what he does at the 33-yard line. Fair catch made at the 33-yard line. We are in Norman, Oklahoma. Over 84,000 on hand for the opening game with Oklahoma and the Blazers of UAB. Saturday night college football presented by Orbitz. We're glad you're with us along with Craig Sager, Charles Davis. I'm Ron Thulin. It has been nip and tuck the entire way. UAB took the lead at 17-14. Sooners came back with 10 unanswered points, including a big night from that man right there.
But it has not been easy, has it?
No, it hasn't.
It took a while for him to get on track. And UAB still just down 7. 4:12 and counting to go, and with the football.
Hunt will go from the shotgun. Sooners only bring 4, but here comes the pressure. Penalty flag is thrown. Passes are picked up. No, incomplete. Intended for Edwards. DJ Wolf on the coverage, but we do have a call against the Blazers. CJIU doing a good job putting pressure on Sam Hunt again.
Holding on the offense, number 78, 10-yard penalty, repeat first down.
10th penalty against UAB tonight.
Look to your right. 78. Yeah, he got plenty right there.
Good little jersey there.
The brand new streamlined jerseys for Oklahoma.
Without names on the back.
Had enough cloth for
really.
Julius Wilson to grasp.
Norris Drinkard goes wide to the left. Clock right at 4 minutes to play. Here comes the pressure. Hunt looking to set up a screen. Sooners don't buy it. He's just going to throw this one to the cheap seats.
Nice play.
I know you again, Charles.
Hey, I know it sounds crazy. Good pressure by OU, but a nice play by Sam Hunt. You know why? He didn't turn the ball over.
Bob Stoops wanted an intentional grounding, I think.
I'm sure he did. And why wouldn't you ask for it? But I think that he was outside the tackle box and got rid of the football.
Oh, he wants 3 linemen downfield is what he's saying. Yeah, I think he wants some of the offensive linemen a little bit too far downfield. Second down and 20 now. Here comes the pressure. Hunt steps up again. Oh, he stood up right at the 23-yard line. Rufus Alexander with his 10th stop of the night. And Hunt is slow to get up.
Ron, middle of the field. Rufus Alexander stayed totally at home on the quarterback draw. See, watch it. People talk about people spying all the time on running backs. Did you see the vision of Rufus Alexander? Stayed with Sam Hunt the whole way and made Sam pay with a big tackle.
Here's a guy that was adopted by his high school coach, said he came to OU because he wanted to be coached hard, Charles.
Said he needed structure in his life and felt that the OU family would provide that. And that's exactly what he's gotten. What OU has gotten is an All-American caliber linebacker.
Well, the play clock got down to 3, and UAB is going to burn their final timeout with 3:18 to play. We're going to keep it right here. Yeah, both coaches now making sure they get in the ears of the officials. So you got to tip your hat to Watson Brown. Unfortunately, it doesn't get any easier for him. He's got a conference game coming up, and then he has to take on the Georgia Bulldogs, a big winner today on September 16th. That'll be between the hedges. Now Chris Williams is warming up. We saw Hunt take that shot from Rufus Alexander. Now Williams. Yeah.
But with a timeout, Hunt may be able to recover and stay in the game. If there wasn't a timeout, he's out.
Now this is the first game of our doubleheader because TBS Saturday Night College Football presented by Orbitz heads to the desert for game number 2. The Cougars of BYU are in Tucson to take on the Arizona Wildcats of the Pac-10. Chip Carey, Tom Ramsey standing by to call that ball game. We'll have it with you as soon as we get done with this one. Battle of pretty good quarterbacks down there, and Mike Stoops has had a couple of good recruiting classes and looking forward to it. To open the season, looks like Chris Williams is going to go in.
And what a quarterback legacy at BYU, and John Beck has a chance to break a lot of records there. If you're breaking records at BYU throwing the ball, you've accomplished something. And Willie Tua-Thomas is as exciting a quarterback as you're going to find in the Pac-10.
Sam Hunt has done an outstanding job tonight. Yeoman's work by the transfer from Middle Tennessee State. Played a couple of games for them, sat out last year. That young man's got a good future. Hopefully he's okay. He just got the wind knocked out of him, looks like, Charles.
And what a tough spot for Chris, Chris Williams to come back in. Hasn't played since the first quarter. I think Brent Venables going to try and heat him up here since he's been cold on the bench.
Not yet. Penalty flags thrown. He completed his only pass that he attempted earlier tonight. Played only a couple of possessions in that first half, and Watson Brown just has to hang his head because his team just got nailed for their 11th penalty tonight.
Dead ball. False start, number 78 on the offense. 5-yard penalty. Repeat, third down.
Now Julius Wilson.
As their senior emotional leader up front. To say he's invested in this game would be a classic understatement.
Yeah, yeah, I think so. You know, it's got to be so difficult because these guys have come in and played their hearts out. You got to tip your hat to them. But they've got 3:18 to try to do something about it.
They're showing like they want to come, but they're going to back off.
They do. They only bring 4, but here comes the pressure. Williams dumps it off. White up to the 30 to the 31-yard line. Won't make it back to the original line of scrimmage before DJ Wolf makes the stop.
See, if you're UAB, I don't think you have a choice here. You've got to go for it. You can't punt. You're out of timeouts. So, you know, if you punt it here,
the Sooners just run out the clock because the clock is running with 2:50 to play.
I mean, the only thing I can think is that Watson Brown's thinking we punt it and try and make a big play in punt coverage, try and knock it free. I think I'd have to keep the football and try it on 4th and 10 or 4th and 12.
And Parker Mullins has done his job, Charles.
No timeouts. You have no guarantee of getting it back.
Tries to angle this kick. Reggie Smith. Right at the 30-yard line. Good coverage again. 41 yards on the kick, only 3 on the return.
See, if I'm Oklahoma there, I tell my punt returner to just fair catch it.
Yeah.
I don't want to return. I just want the football.
Good point.
Because all can happen to me is something bad right now. Just give it to me.
Because change of possession.
Change of possession. They're out of timeouts.
Now, tonight's player of the game is brought to you by Vegas.com, the official Vegas travel site. And our player tonight is, guess who? Adrian Peterson, 69-yard reception yards for a touchdown, 132 yards rushing, a couple of touchdowns. Has passed Greg Pruitt on the all-time rushing list at number 7. Has his sights set on Stanley Wilson. He's about 33 yards away from that. Big night, and he is our player of the game. Inside of 2 minutes, and Adrian Peterson's out of the ball game.
Get down. Good job. Good job. I don't know how much of that was a tackle or how much of that for Adrian Peterson was intelligent running by getting down and staying in bounds and letting the clock continue to tick.
Check that Adrian was in the ball game. Picked up 6 on the play.
See, if he goes out of bounds, that only helps UAB.
Clock is stopped, or clock is started, minute and a half left to play. 2nd down and 4. Of course, for the Oklahoma Sooners, they got a tough game. They host Washington right here next week.
Ty Willingham and the Huskies from the Pac-10 coming to town. They will be improved.
Oh, yes. They played hard last year, especially.
Played hard the whole year through.
Yeah.
They hope it pays off with some wins.
On 2nd down and 4. Just keep it on the ground. The Blazers cannot stop the clock. Now this is Adrian Peterson, what he did tonight.
And what he did was plenty. Because he runs hard. He's a physical runner as well as a speedster. And how about this? Getting a little help from his friend here, Joe John Finley, number 19.
Oh my. That's our hit of the game.
Yes, that turned into a 69-yard touchdown pass for Paul Thompson.
The clock is down to 25 seconds. Peterson has touched the ball 16 of the 21 second half plays for the Sooners. Not too bad. Remember we said at halftime, got to get the ball to Adrian Peterson a little bit more. I'd say that's it. So there's 25 seconds left. The Sooners are probably going to put this one away. They face 3rd down and 3. Only have to snap it one more time. Watson Brown's team, another tough loss.
So one more snap now, Ron, for Oklahoma.
And you can see him giving attaboys.
Boy,
they were well prepared. They played hard. They're going to be a factor in Conference USA. They were picked near the bottom of their division. But I tell you what, with Sam Hunt, if he gets healthy, this team's going to be good.
And they have a very important game next week. East Carolina, a Conference USA game before this UAB team goes to where?
Georgia, between the hedges.
Between the hedges. So that's a huge game for UAB next week. To try and jump out 1-0, and it won't be easy. Skip Holtz is doing a very nice job bringing the Pirates back.
Of course, the Sooners, we talked about them in Washington. And once again, I mean, people talk about OU and the national title hopes and all this. This is still an incredibly young team. This team is going to get better as the season goes on.
What do we call them? A bunch of young veterans?
Young veterans.
A lot of freshmen and redshirt freshmen who got experience last year, sophomores, who are continuing to grow up.
Final snap of the ball game. Now people will start grading Paul Thompson, what he did tonight. 14 of 24, a couple of picks for 227 yards throwing the football. But the most important part is that they won the football game.
Exactly.
Good game by UAB, but the Sooners win at 24-17, Charles.
Grade Paul Thompson a winner, in Oklahoma for having patience, but applaud UAB. They played a terrific football game tonight.
And that is it. Before the largest crowd, opening day crowd in the history of Oklahoma, the Sooners win at the final 24-17. After a short break, we'll take you to Tucson, Arizona, where the BYU Cougars take on the Arizona Wildcats. For Charles Davis, Craig Sager, and the rest of our crew, I'm Ron Thulin saying so long from Norman, Oklahoma.